actually put this on right? Let's see. Oh, let me see if I got this right. That is the wrong button. That is the right button. Never mind. I think we are on the right thing. All right. Let's have this set up. All right. Here we go. We are officially on. All right. We should be good. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome to the 2026 NFL Draft. This couldn't have happened at a worse time, by the way. The NBA playoffs is happening, and Game 3 is tonight between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. But we're here for the NFL Draft. Wonderful. All right. Yeah. All right, this is going to be a very chaotic night. I expect it to be a chaotic night. I have no idea how this is going to go. Let's actually... Got a few things I got to do here. Definitely been a while since I've been back here. One thing I got to do throughout this entire time is make sure I'm not on my phone. Because I don't have... I have no reason to look at my phone. I don't want to be spoiled. Let's see.
Captain, 8-time Pro Bowler and Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt.
Of course, this had to be in Pittsburgh because why not? Could care less. All right, let's see.
And the heart and soul of the Steelers, a captain. The 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Cam Hayward. Take it away, Cam.
Let's see. Let's see here. Should be good to go. Just doing a few things. Yeah, that's cool. Uh-huh. Oh my god, I accidentally clicked on that. Oh no. That was my bad. That was absolutely my bad. Wrong thing with the remote. But I don't mind it. I don't want to have to hear Steelers talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Not interested on that. Legit took... That was incidental too. That's how you know my mind was just not interested in hearing Steeler players, captains talk. I could care less. Alright, let me see. What? Oh, come on. So now we're acting up for no reason. Okay, that's cool. No. I love that this is like a staple for me. When have I ever had anything like go planned? For absolutely no reason now, ESPN is acting up for me for absolutely no reason. Lovely. And now it's not even loading. Okay, this should be fun. Are we serious right now? Are we actually serious right now? Okay. Let's act like we're sensible, please. Thank you. What's going on to everybody in the chat? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the draft. Just as soon as I can put this up. What's going on, Jeremiah? What's up? Loyal, appreciate him. My guy, what's going on, man? Ravens Pro, what's going on, man? I've been good. It's been a while. It has been a while. And because it's been a while, finally, okay. All right, the draft has officially begun. The Raiders should only take 1 second to put in Mendoza, and we can go about our day. Ain't no way this is happening to me right now. In all honesty, this should not take long. Trying to get a couple things settled here. Honestly, not surprised. Right off the bat, I'm dealing with problems. I'm not surprised at all because I haven't done this in a while. And every time I go a certain amount of time without doing anything, this decides it's the perfect moment to bother me. So here we go. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock with the #1 overall pick. The expectation is, of course, that they will be drafting Mendoza. It would be the shock of shocks if they don't draft Mendoza. We already know he's going to be a Raider. This isn't going to be a surprise. All we're sitting here waiting for is for them to ultimately read his name and declare him an official Raider. We know he is going to the Las Vegas Raiders. We just need to get to that point. So let's get in it. Let's get into it. Welcome. This is going to be an entire nuisance, complete pain in the neck. Gonna have to stand up for this one. There we go. All right. Let's get going, everybody. Let's get going. Gonna put my phone on silence here. Why are the Raiders pretend? You know what? The Raiders are just talking to Mendoza right now because we already know they got the pick. Nice on making it to the water seminar. Keep going, man. Keep going. You are reading a great story or watching a great story, whatever you are. Whether you're reading the manga or watching the anime, you are enjoying a great story. Keep going, man. Keep going. So, obviously, you know what'd be funny? It'd be real funny if they don't draft Mendoza in 1. What if they just changed their mind and they want Simpson? Like, that'd be hilarious. But yeah, Mendoza obviously is going to be the #1 overall pick. I got a couple questions here. Not a couple questions. I got a couple aspects of focus in this draft. Obviously, the Ravens at 14. What is the plan here? What is the goal? What is going to be the focus? That is obviously #1. #2, the Commanders. What are the Commanders going to do? Shout out to Charles with the $2 donation. Appreciate it, my guy. If it ain't Vega, Tate, or Sadiq, we sold. Again, I doubt. I'm hopeful. My pick is Vega. I want Vega. From day one, I've been sitting here and saying Vega because we have 3 aspects we need to focus on. Guard, center, and wide receiver. We need those 3 aspects for sure. So if you're not getting one of those 3 with the 14 pick, I don't know what we're doing here. Obviously, if somehow Ruben Bain fell to 14, that would be a pick they would not be able to walk away from. But there's no way Bain's falling to 14. So, yeah. But the thing is, no one's expecting any of these top tier, like, new ones. Like, there's going to be multiple receivers picked up within the first 10 picks. Lone could also be picked up. Really looking at John Harbaugh to screw us over because I think he may take him. Bain's going to be taken off too. So just looking at it at 14, it's going to be very tough to see the Ravens get what they want. So I was talking about it earlier today. I think it's a very high possibility that Baltimore just trades back because getting Sadiq at 14 wouldn't be the best of things. Like he could still drop later on into the first round and still be taken. So like if Bain and Vega and Tata, if they're gone off the board, I think it'd be perfectly fine if you were to trade down to get some extra draft capital and then draft Sadiq a little bit later. Because no one's going to draft him that early. He could be a first round pick, but I don't think he'll be drafted that early. So if you can't get Lone at 14, You can't if Lone is there. If Lone is off the table, if Bane's off the table, if Tate's off the table, just trade down. You can just trade down, still get Sadiq, and get some more draft capital. I wouldn't mind it. I honestly wouldn't mind it. But it all just comes down to who falls in this draft. What's going to happen when it comes to that? And there will be players that are going to be snatched up. Now, obviously, I think everyone, as a Ravens fan, everyone's going to be focusing on the 2 draft picks that the Giants have at 5 and 10. One way or another, it feels like Harbaugh is going to screw us over by taking Lone. I just feel it. I could see him potentially taking Tate and Lone just because. All right, the pick is in. What's going on, Daniel? The pick is in. Obviously, the Raiders just spent the last 5 minutes talking to Mendoza because we know he's the pick. If Mendoza's not the pick, bro, I'm ending the stream. If Mendoza is not the pick, I'm ending the stream. Love when this starts to act up. All right. The pick is in. We already know what it's going to be. Roger Goodell walking up to the podium. Just waiting to get booed after every pick. Just say it, Goodell. Mendoza. Of course, Mendoza goes 1. Everybody expected Mendoza to be the pick. Everybody knew Mendoza was going to be a Raider since he declared for the draft. We all knew that was going to be the pick. The second the Raiders got the number 1 overall pick, we knew he was going to be picked. Mendoza, you have been chosen to try to save this franchise. Hopefully you don't fail in that situation. I'm wishing the best of luck, buddy. You know, if Derek Carr never got hurt in 2016, they could have been something special. Who knows? Maybe you can take them further. They haven't won a playoff game since 2003. So, maybe you could be the answer. All right, Fernando Mendoza goes 1 to the Raiders. Everybody expected that. Here we go. The New York Jets are at number 2. I don't know who the Jets are looking for. Now, here's the thing. I've heard a lot of conversation about teams in the top 10 trying to trade out. Arizona is number 3. There's been a lot of conversations about Arizona potentially trading out of the top 3 to get some more draft capital. We'll have to see. But Mendoza's the pick. That is who they chose, and we'll have to wait and see if that works out for the Raiders. We all knew he was going to get picked 1. Nobody's surprised at that. Now you got to see if he's going to ultimately deliver in that.
Thank you so much. In the last 5 months, you have won the Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and now you're the first overall pick in the NFL draft. How have the last 5 months changed your life?
The last 5 months has been such a blessing by God. I can't thank him enough.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of that today, guys. Every time the spring comes around, I no longer have allergies, but I still somehow find a way to deal with the dry cough during the spring. I am gonna go get something to drink. I gotta get a bunch of water. We're gonna be here for a while. Mendoza to the Raiders.
And so Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 pick in the draft, that's the portion of the evening that we had foreseen. Now let the unexpected begin. Mel Kiper, the New York Jets go on the clock, and pretty much all the conversation has centered around the 2 defensive ends, David Daly and Arvell Reese. What are your expectations?
All right. So Mendoza goes to the Raiders. The Jets are up next with the number 2 pick. I'd be pissed if we go defense, even if it's Bane. With a talent like that, if he somehow falls to 14, they're going to take him. I'm just telling you now. If Bane falls to 14 with his talent, they're going to take him. And I wouldn't be mad at them for doing so. I wouldn't. I would not be mad if they do so. Would not be mad at all. But that's the only person I'd be okay with them taking. Any other defensive player other than Bane, we're going to have problems. Don't give me no damn safety. Don't give me no damn corner at 14. If Ruben Bain's there, fine. I can live with that. Anybody other than that, no, I'd be pissed. Because we have 3 needs right now. Guard, center, wide receiver. If there's a number 4 spot of need, it would be on the defensive line, which is why getting Bain would not be a problem for me, because the D-line is something we also want to bolster and add to. But it's not one of the main needs. One of the main needs, guard, center, wide receiver. If that first round pick's not one of those 3, if you give me a damn safety, I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem. So the Jets pick is in at the number 2 pick. Jets may choose to go defense here because they're well, I don't know. Offensively, I think they would love to add more to that. You would think so. But their defense last year was kind of lacking. They did ultimately trade what they trade Sauce Gardner. They could go defense here. I think they're going to go defense here. Maybe not a corner, but they're going to go defense here. They want to get back to their defense being great. Last year, the defense wasn't terrible, but you could definitely see it took a step back. And offensively, there was no saving that unit. Not to mention, the Jets defense last year didn't create a single interception. 0 interceptions on the year. The Jets defense pulled it off. They're going to go for a defensive player. They got to get back to forcing turnovers. Pick is in for the Jets. Goodell is making it back to the podium for the number 2 overall pick here. Let's see what happens. Number 1 was, of course, Mendoza. Here's the number 2 overall pick. Yep. They went with David Bailey. They went with David Bailey, bolstering that D-line, bringing in a pass rusher to help them get to the quarterback. Again, I expected them to go defense here. That's exactly what they went with. Arizona, what is the move now? Funny enough, people still think they could go at quarterback because, again, their quarterback situation, obviously, you just traded Kyler. You just let Kyler go as a free agent. You let him go. You moved off of him. Well, not as free, but you let go of Kyler, and now he's a Viking. What is the goal? The Cardinals are on the clock. Many speculated that the Arizona Cardinals may look to trade out of the number 3 overall pick. Let's see. They could choose to take somebody, or they can trade out. Let's see what the Cardinals are going to do here. There have been a lot of talks about some teams within the top 10 looking to get out of the top 10. They want to trade out of the top 10. Let's see. The Cardinals were a huge talk. So we'll see. Somebody's going to make a move tonight to kick things off. It could be the Cardinals. All right. Let's take a look here. NBA playoffs is happening tonight. Let me see what's happening here because I'm up right now. Lamar has his worst offensive supporting cast in years. If it isn't offensive, if it is offense, EDC has betrayed him. Like I said, guard, center, wide receiver. It has to be one of those 3. So either you're going to get him protection or you get him another weapon. That has to be what you use as a 14 pick. Those are the 3 biggest needs right now. Guard, center, wide receiver. So figure that out. Okay, so we got 3 games today. We got the New York Knicks taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They're in Atlanta. It's game 3. They're currently at halftime, and the Hawks are up 58-50 over the Knicks. I swear to God, if the Knicks lose to the Hawks, there's nothing you could ever do to convince me. I mean, I already believe the Knicks are going to fold, but I thought they'd fold in the next round. Ain't no way they're going to fold to the Hawks. CJ and the crew going to lock them down. CJ McCollum got 16 points in the first half. CJ McCollum's going to be the reason the Knicks lose in the first round. Are you telling me that? So Jalen Johnson's got 11. CJ McCollum's got 16. Jonathan Kuminga's got 11. They're up by 8 at halftime. OG Anunoby, 10 points, 4 of 11 shooting. Jalen Brunson, 13 points, 5 of 11 shooting. Cap is playing well, 8 points on 4 or 5 shoot. How are they down 8? What is going on with their defense? Well, OG shooting 4 from 10 from the field is also not a good thing. But, like, how are they down? Dude, Jalen Johnson shooting 3 of 10 from the field. Like, how are the Knicks down? What are they doing offensively? O-line is the Ravens' priority. Like I said, the 3 biggest things: guard, center, wide receiver. You got to invest in that. Right now, I'm looking at this. Arizona is absolutely looking to trade for somebody, but they're looking to trade down. If they can't get it, they'll have to take somebody and just live with it. So, Knicks right now down by 8 at halftime. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers and the Raptors just got started. Game 3 in Toronto. Doesn't matter what happens here. We know the Cavaliers are going to win that series. And, of course, the game everybody's looking forward to tonight, Game 3, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Timberwolves were able to tie the series, winning Game 2, coming back down 19 against the Nuggets in Denver to tie the series, heading back to Minnesota. Game 3 is going to be tonight at 9:30, so we're going to be chilling for a while until that game gets started. But that is going to be a fantastic game. We will see what happens here. The Cardinals are taking their time getting a trade or something. They're not taking 12 years to get the pick in. They're trying to trade out. But they can't. If they don't find somebody, okay, now's the picks in. Cardinals have to pick somebody. Cardinals have to pick somebody. Cardinals have to pick somebody. Salute. What is these new version Ravens going to do tonight? Will they aid Lamar? NBA looks like the Thunder League. Yeah, we'll see. Will they aid Lamar? It all depends on whether or not they will select an offensive player. So we will find out soon, Kevin. The Cardinals need this pick. They have arguably the 3 best teams in football in their division. Trading this pick would be bad for them, but they're not competing right now. Unless they're drafting a quarterback, they're not competing right now. They're not a competitive team to do anything. They're not competing for a championship. They're not even competing for a playoff spot. They're starting over. If Kyler was still there, you could try to make that argument, but Kyler's gone. So this number 3 pick ain't really going to matter for them. I guess add a young piece. What they're really looking for is 2027. You want to see if you can get a quarterback out of that draft. But the Cardinals are already starting over. They're not competing in that division. Seattle won the championship. San Francisco's a consistent playoff team, and the Rams literally could have won the Super Bowl if they would have beaten the Seahawks in the NFC title game. So again, they got the 3. They got the 3. They're going up against the 3, arguably the 3 best teams in the conference, and two of the 3 or 2 of the 4 best teams in the league. Like, they got no shot in that division. What's going on, Legendary? Good to be back, though. It is good to be back. So here we go. The Cardinals probably couldn't find a trade partner, so they have to pick somebody. Here we go.
2026 NFL Draft. The Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love.
The Cardinals drafted Jeremiah Love at 3. I can tell you for a fact that was not the game plan.
We had heard so much speculation over the last few weeks that this would be the selection.
Jeremiah Love at 3 for the Cardinals. You know what? I guess you got to have to get a quarterback next year for sure. That's going to add to the offense. I'm surprised he went at 3. We heard that Jeremiah Love was not coming out of the top 5. I thought it was possible Tennessee could take him, and I had a half theory that the Giants might attempt to get him. But Jeremiah Love going at 3, that is a bit of a surprise. Did not expect to see the Cardinals take Jeremiah Love at 3. What did they sign him for? Again, they're going to use 2 backs. They're going to ultimately use 2 backs. They're going to try to be productive in the running back group. And I guess next year they're going to try to get their quarterback, because let's be real, you're not competing this year with the quarterback you have. Next year is where you look to go compete by getting a quarterback in the draft. Hopefully the Cardinals will be terrible this year and they can get another top 5 pick. so they can draft a quarterback in 2027, because you want a top pick in the 2027 draft. That is something you want you absolutely want a top draft pick in 2027. If you're looking for a quarterback, next year is your year. So I guess, you get Jeremiah Love here. You have that staple piece on your offense for this year. Let him work, let him go through his rookie year dealing with this terrible team. And then next year, you draft a quarterback that can help them. He always played second. He did play second fiddle to the beach on. Why would he want to do the same in Arizona? He ain't got a choice. Why would he want to? It don't matter if he want to or not. He don't got a choice. He signed with them. It don't matter about why would he want to. It don't matter if he don't want to. He signed with them. He just signed with them. He gonna have to deal with it. Doesn't matter if he doesn't want to deal with it. They just drafted Jeremiah Love. Accept it. He gonna have to deal with it. What's going on, WWD? Appreciate it, man. It don't matter if he don't want to. He ain't got a choice. He ain't got a choice. He ain't got a choice. He gonna have to deal with it. I didn't expect the Cardinals to go Jeremiah Love at 3. In all honesty, I don't know where he would have gone, really. Like I said, Kansas City had already gotten, Kenneth Walker, so like they don't need a running back anymore. Kansas City's gonna go for probably a defensive piece. They may either go wide receiver or they're going to get a defensive piece because they really want to get their defense back in order. So they're going to look to get defense or wide receiver for Mahomes. Funny thing is people think they're going to go offensive line, and I'm like, that's not what they're going to do. If Kansas City's going to go offense, they're going to get a weapon for Patrick Mahomes, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but really they want a defensive piece. They want to add to their defense because they got to improve that. Tennessee is up next at 4. So we got Tennessee at 4, the Giants at 5, and Cleveland at 6. 5 and 10 are going to be very important to me because I'm just waiting for Harbaugh to screw us over. I know Harbaugh's going to throw an FU to the Ravens, bro. He going to screw us over. He going to screw us over, and I'm sitting here and waiting for it. I know he's going to screw us over. But I ain't gonna lie, I did not expect to see Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals. That is, okay. But again, you get that staple running back. You get that staple running back. Well, they need a quarterback, but there's no quarterback in this draft. Andrew, listen, there's no quarterback that they can really take in this draft that they feel comfortable with. Next year is when you want to be a top 5 pick for a quarterback. So at this point, I guess the Cardinals' mindset is you get a fantastic player in Jeremiah Love for your offense. You let him get there, establish himself in his rookie year. Then in 2027, when the Cardinals stink again and get another top 5 pick, then you can draft a quarterback. So, yeah, they need a quarterback, but there's no quarterback to really go after in this draft that they feel comfortable with. They don't want Simpson. After Mendoza, no one's really looking at this quarterback draft. Next year is where I'm sorry, I just hit my mic. Next year is when you want to look for a quarterback. Next year's the draft where you want to try to get a quarterback. So, if you're the Arizona Cardinals, you're not getting quarterback in this draft. There's no quarterback you feel comfortable with. So, now you got to accept somebody. Might as well add a dynamic running back to your offense so that when you do draft the quarterback next year, because the Cardinals are going to stink this year, or at least they should. There's no reason to do anything special or significant here. Stink up the joint in 2026, get a top 5 pick, draft your quarterback of the future next year, and then you can start building around those two. So that will work out. Meanwhile, the Titans, the first pick of the Robert Saleh era in Tennessee. What are the Titans going to go with? Will they get an offensive piece to add to this offense? Will they get a defensive player? What is Robert Saleh looking to do to start off his era in Tennessee? The pick is in for the Titans. Here comes Roger Goodell. Or he should be coming. Where the heck is Goodell? Why are you taking 12 years to get here? All right, here we go. Roger, what is the pick? I'm ready for number 5. I'm ready for Harbaugh to screw us over.
With the 4th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Let's go! Which means Harbaugh is going to kill us. Giants fans, Giants fans wanted Carnell Tate. Giants fans want. They didn't want Tyson. They wanted Tate. And instead, Robert Salah takes Carnell Tate at 4. Obviously, he wasn't dropping out of the top 10. Both him and Tyson are going to be drafted within the top 10. But now the Giants are going to have to make a selection. They're probably going to go defense. I think the Giants are going to go defense. Obviously, they just traded Dexter Lawrence. You're going to want to add to that. You have a missing piece there. You're going to want to get that back with the 5th pick. Trust me, if Carnell Tate dropped to 5, the Giants would have taken him. Absolutely. Giants fans wanted Carnell Tate. They're not going to get Carnell Tate. He's going to Tennessee. That is a great move. You give a nice piece to your quarterback. When you're trying to build something here, you got to build up the offense and give your quarterback weapons to throw to. This is going to be a great addition to the Titans offense. We'll just see what happens here. So, great pick by the Titans. I could tell you for a fact that the Titans didn't pick him. The Giants were going to take Carnell Tate. So now I think they're going to go after who? Sony? The Giants have to draft Reese here. They could go after. They could. We'll see. Giants are going defense here. I think at 5 you got to go defense. You traded away. You got the number 10 pick, so obviously we'll see what they do with that. But I think Giants are going to have to go defense here. I think both the number 5 and number 10 pick honestly should be defensive pieces for the Giants. But that's their prerogative. Giants are probably going to go defense here at 5 and try to see if they can get. The Giants already made the pick. Oh my God. Giants wasted no time. You know they're going after. Oh my God. Let's see what they do here. I need to see this, bro. Oh my God. The Giants wasted no time. Their pick is immediately in. Tate, hurry up and get off the. I'm kidding. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your moment here. Congratulations on getting drafted. They're gonna go Reese. They can go Reese here. They can go Styles. I think they're gonna go Reese here. Potentially. I think, like I said, they can go Stoney Styles. I'm Stoney. They can go Sony Styles. They can go Reese here. They can also go for Caleb Downs if they want to. I think the Giants are probably going to get one, if not. The 5th pick could be a defensive player. The 10th pick could be a defensive player. Jordan Tyson is still available if the Giants want to take him at 10. And I think he'll be available by the time they get to 10. But it is up to them in terms of how they want to do this. I wanted Tate to Washington. But I can take Tyson to Washington. Washington got to give me a receiver here. I don't know how this Brandon Ayuk situation is going to go. Deebo Samuel's already gone. I need the Commanders to get a wide receiver at 7. Give me an offensive piece here. Obviously, I also say you can invest in the defense, which I think they're going to do heavily in this draft. Let's see what the Commanders want to do here. But the Giants already have their pick in. The Giants pick is in immediately.
Well, that is what this night is about. It is about the fates and fortunes of every team in the NFL being reshaped, and it is about the wild.
The Giants already had their pick in. It didn't take 15 seconds for them. Soon as it said pick is up, they took him. The Giants are not on the clock. They've already got their pick in. So far, through the first 4 picks, honestly, good mix here of offense. First 3 of the first 4 picks were offensive players. You got Fernando Mendoza that goes to the Raiders, obviously, as the number 1 overall pick. No! Oh, they're going for it. We just have a trade. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a trade. The Cleveland Browns just traded down to number 9 with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs traded up to 6. They will be drafting right after the Giants. The Chiefs just traded up to 6. Who do you think the Chiefs are going to take? The Chiefs just traded up to 6. Oh, my God. The Chiefs just traded up to 6. Why are the Browns doing this? Why are you doing this? They're going to get the defensive player they want. They're going to get the defensive player they want. Why would you let the Chiefs trade up? Oh, my God, bro. If the Giants don't take Reese, he is going to the Chiefs. If the Giants don't take Reese, he's going to the Chiefs. Oh, my God. I literally was about to read off who we got so far. And right off the bat, it's crazy. Right off the bat, man. Number 1, Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders. Number 2, David Bailey to the Jets. Number 3, Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals. And number 4, Cornell Tate to the Titans. As I was looking at this, the Chiefs just traded up. The Chiefs just traded up. Why would Cleveland trade with the Chiefs? Cleveland moves down to 9. Kansas City moves up to 6. Man, they have an option here. They can go with Reese. They can go with Sonny Styles. They're going to get a strong defensive piece if they want to go for it. If they're looking to get a receiver, they can get him right now. The Giants, whoever the Giants don't take, I guarantee you, if they want a defensive player, they could go for Bain. They could go for Reese. They could go with Styles. Whatever defensive piece the Chiefs are looking for, they can get that. If the Giants don't take it, they got plenty of options. If they're looking for a wide receiver and the Giants don't take Tyson, they could go for him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Why would the Browns trade up? Why would the Browns trade with the Chiefs? Why would the Browns trade with the Chiefs? Why would the Browns trade with the Chiefs? Why would you do that? Why would the Browns trade with the Chiefs? Oh, my God. This is going to get nasty. Kansas. Oh, my God, bro. Why would anyone trade with the Chiefs? I don't know. I don't know why you would trade with the Chiefs. Why would you trade with the Chiefs? I don't understand. Why would anyone trade with the Chiefs? We as a league have learned nothing. You're going to get them the defensive player they want. Why would you let the Chiefs get the defensive player they want? Why would you do that? Why would you actively do that? They can go for any pass rusher they want, or they can fix their secondary. They can get the best corner in the draft at 6 right now. All right, let's see what the Giants want. They went with Reese. They went with Reese. They took Reese. That's a great pick for the Giants. That is a great pick for the Giants. Yeah, that's a great pick for the Giants. Not any of the guys I'm still looking at. We're at pick number 5. We are still in line for 3 of the players I'm still looking at, but I'm still scared. How many edge rushers do the Giants need, though? I mean, they're gonna look to They're going to look to add. I mean, one, they just traded Dexter Lawrence. Obviously, he's a D tackle. He's a nose tackle, so he helps with run stopping. But they're looking to be aggressive on the D line. Their pass rushing unit wasn't what they wanted it to be. Obviously, Tavion did not live up to the expectations that they were looking at. They're just looking to bolster that. I don't blame them. They're looking to bolster that. The Chiefs acquired the number 6 pick from the Browns for the number 9 pick and the number 74. Whoa! The Chiefs gave up 3 draft picks for this. They gave up the number 9, the number 74, and the number 148. I think they gave up 3. I think they gave up 3 draft picks to move up 3 spots and get the guy they're looking for. If you're in Kansas City, it's got to be a defensive player. Obviously, they just lost a piece in their secondary in that trade with the Rams, so they probably want to replace that with. They could go with the best corner in this draft. They could go with one of the top edge rushers. They could do that. I think they're probably going to go with. I think they could go with the pass rusher, add to that D line. But I guess the smart thing for Kansas City to do would be to get the best corner in the draft, specifically because, you know, you did trade away your top corner to the Rams. So Kansas City probably wants to replace that. Chiefs pick's already in. I'm assuming it's a defensive player. I'm getting ready to get past this and get to 7. Let's see what the Commanders do. Listen, Tyson would be great. I want to see. I'm not going to be mad if they go defense. The Commanders need all the defensive help they can get. But if you want to give another weapon to Jaden Daniels, would I be mad at that? Hell no. So we'll see what happens here. Either way, Arvell Reese is going to the Giants. That is a fantastic pick for them, continuing to bolster that D-line. Listen, let's just get to the 10 and hope Harbaugh takes another defensive player that's not one of the guys we want. We are at 7, Baltimore. Halfway close, man. I'm trying to see if we can get one of our guys. Still afraid. Still very afraid. I am still very afraid. First trade of the draft. The Browns and Chiefs make an exchange. And we will see who the Chiefs choose to get here. Oh, boy. Here comes the Chiefs. Chiefs ready to ruin everything for everybody. They gave up a 3rd and a 5th round pick as well. They gave up the 9th overall pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick. Kansas City really gave up a lot. They got a hit on this pick. Obviously, the Chiefs got to go defense. All right, Goodell, what's the pick? Oh. They took the best corner in the draft. Huh. Expensive trade, in my opinion. It is definitely an expensive trade. But keep in mind, they traded away their best corner to the Rams. They did need to replace his production. And you get the best corner in the draft. So a guy that was going to get top dollar that you couldn't afford, you just replace him with a younger guy that's going to be here for the next 4 years, and then you work that out. Not a bad decision, but my thing is, was anyone really looking for corner? Like Washington, New Orleans, were they looking for the corner? I don't know. I'm going to see Washington and New Orleans. If those two teams get offensive pieces, then there's no reason to trade up if you're Kansas City. That corner would have been there at 9. That was a waste of a trade. I mean, I don't know. Depends on what Washington does. Washington's picking in as well. If Washington goes defense, they could have taken DeClain because Washington needs secondary help. And getting the best corner in the draft would have absolutely helped the Commanders. So it depends. If Washington goes defense and New Orleans goes defense, then there's a strong chance Kansas City made the right choice to trade up because Washington could have taken him. But if the Commanders end up taking Tyson, that's a different conversation. They pick an offensive player and New Orleans picks an offensive player. The Chiefs might have given up a bit too much. But again, 3rd and 5th round picks, when you're Kansas City, those later round picks aren't really going to matter to you. They don't have a lot of. The Chiefs in this era have not had a lot of moments where they've been drafting this high. So in all honesty, they're fine giving up draft capital in order to get the top corner in the draft to help them, because this is a team that's looking to stay healthy and get back to the top, which is winning another championship for their franchise. And if they can do that by helping their secondary, by adding the best corner in this draft, and he fits perfectly in their system, if that works out for them and helps them in the long run, they'll take it. But Kansas City's not really looking to build through the draft right now in terms of getting a lot of picks. They don't feel like they need to do so. Last year they were hurt. They stay healthy this year. They feel like they're going to be right back where they are. As long as you got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, you just got Kenneth Walker, you'll be fine offensively. You just got to make sure the secondary is doing their job and they can make plays. Defensively, getting the best corner in this draft in DeClain, that could work in their favor. Not to mention, Washington absolutely needed a corner. Washington needs secondary help. So the Commanders could have taken this. They could have taken DeLane. They absolutely could have taken him. So we'll see. I'm interested in what the Commanders are going to pick here. Again, I've been screaming this for the last year: defense, 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 defense. And if you can get an opportunity at getting a quality receiver, you might take him. Now, Tyson's right there. If they want to give Jaden Daniels, Jordan Tyson's right there. If they want to give Jaden Daniels another weapon, I'm all for it. But I've been screaming this the last year. Defense, defense, defense. If the pick is a wide receiver, I won't be mad at it. But in all honesty, defense, defense, defense. Washington, your defense stunk last year. Defense, defense, defense. This draft needs to be a defensive draft for the Commanders. Retool that defense from top to bottom. Defense, 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 defense. That's what the Commanders need. Fix their defense. I would not be mad if they take Tyson, because that would be giving a weapon to Jaden Daniels, which is fine because you lost Deebo Samuel, and I don't know if they're going to get Brandon Ayuk. So I wouldn't be mad at it. But defense, defense, defense. Let's see what happens. Here we go. All right. Sonny! I'll take that. 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 I will take that. I will take that absolutely. I will take that. I will take that 100%. I will take that. I will take that. I will take that 100%. I will take that 100% of the time.
His football instinct and his football IQ when it comes to playing linebacker haven't been a former safety, are just continuing to improve, getting 3-shot help so that he can play downhill, being diagnosed, make PFLs like that. That's exactly what you want.
Wait, the draft is in Washington next year? Yep. The draft is in DC next year. Loki, I might pull up. I might. I would have to seriously think about it, but I don't know. I might be here next year, same old, or I might actually be at the draft. I'm all for it. Like I said, defense for Washington. Get one of the best linebackers in the draft. You get one of the best linebackers in the draft. I've got zero problems with that. That right there, I'm all for it. Defense. This is what the Commanders need. I'm all for it. Like, again, I want us to get I would definitely be high on getting an offensive player for Jaden Daniels at some point, but nah. Like I said, the Commanders' defense is garbage. They got to invest in the defense, bro. They got to invest in the defense. Now, if they would have taken Caleb Downs, I also would have been happy with that. But hopefully won't have to care until pick 32. Well, we'll see how things turn out this year. So far this offseason, the Washington Commanders have gone full throttle in investing in the defense. They have signed multiple defensive players and just drafted a fantastic defensive player. They have gone all in on defense. If you've watched the Commanders' defense, especially last year, their defense was garbage. They need a complete retooling from top to bottom. They got to get some secondary help too. They can do that in this draft as well. But that defense from top to bottom needed to be fixed. That defense was awful. Fix the defense. They've invested in that this offseason. They've invested in that defense. Pittsburgh's going to boo the brakes off of us. I could care less what Pittsburgh's going to do. All right. Saints pick is in. It's coming up. They could go an offensive player. That is a great pick for the Commanders. They have done a lot of investing in their defense this offseason. Commanders have actively invested in their defense, man. Did they just show me a Fernando Mendoza LinkedIn trade? Who we getting? Dude, right now, we'll see what let's see what happens. Right now, we got three guys here. Again, I said you want to go with the offensive lineman or guard, center, wide receiver, but in all honesty, you're not taking the center in the first round because there's a lot of quality centers here. So honestly, I think again, if they're gonna go wide receiver, if Tyson somehow drops the 14, he won't drop the 14. But if Tyson drops the 14, sure. If Vega alone drops to 14, that's the obvious pick. If somehow Ruben Bain drops to 14, the Ravens are not blinking twice. They're taking Ruben Bain. If Ruben Bain drops to 14, the Ravens are taking him. But I don't think Ruben Bain's going to drop to 14. And again, if Ruben Bain, Jordan Tyson, and Vega Lone all get taken before 14, and the Ravens choose not to trade up, then I don't see any point to stay at 14. Trade down. Sadiq, everyone's like, the Ravens are going to get Sadiq. If that's the case, trade down, get some draft capital, and then draft Sadiq at a later draft pick, because you'll still get him in the first round. Trade down to like 19. You will still get him at that point. But I'm not spending the 14th pick to get Sadiq. I'd rather trade down, get draft capital, and then try to go get Sadiq. And if there's nothing we could really get out of this, honestly, just trade for more draft capital and work with that. Like, again, this isn't a highly talented draft. It's a very top-heavy draft where the top 10 is going to be the quality players. Past that, you're going to be looking for someone where it's like, this has to be a great fit or a legitimate need. Like, I'm really... things are going well right now for the Ravens. I don't know if it's going to stay like that. I still think that if Jordan Tyson drops to 10, the Giants are going to take him, so I don't have to worry. But if Jordan Tyson gets drafted before then, the Giants might just screw us over and take Vega alone. And if that happens, I might as well just drag down. I don't think Ruben Bain's going to make it down. Caleb Downs, you know what? I think the Giants could take Caleb Downs. I think that can happen. I think that can happen. Makai Lemon is there, but I haven't been the highest on Makai Lemon. I mean, he's a great receiver. He's just not a receiver we would specifically need. Like, we already have Zay. We'd be fine. We don't need to add Lemon to that. But let's see what happens here, man. The pick is in for the Saints. Will they go offense? Will they go defense? We'll see. But yeah, the Commanders made a great pickup for the Commanders. All right, here we go. Damn. Well, well, guys, that's it for us. I don't see a reason to draft a wide receiver in the first round at this point. That's a wrap now, and that scares me because if Tyson would have dropped the 10, there's no way John Harbaugh wouldn't have drafted Jordan Tyson. They would have gone with Tyson. Now, I got to hope Caleb Downs drops the 10. I'm very scared about what Harbaugh is going to do with the number 10 overall pick. If some other team ends up screwing us over, like if the 11th and 12th, or like 11, 12, 13, those three teams screw us over and take our guys, we can't do nothing with that. But I'm getting very scared right now. I was kind of hoping Jordan Tyson would be there at 10. The Giants could just take that, and it'd be fine. Cleveland has their pick. Let's see what the Browns choose to do with this here. I'm getting really scared for the Giants at 10, bro. I know they wanted a wide receiver. Walking away from this draft with no wide receivers is going to piss off a lot of Giants fans. But at the same time, if you get two great defensive players, you'll be fine. You won't be able to pair up. You probably just sign Odell and use that as a veteran piece, but you won't be getting a quality receiver. I mean, they could go Makai Lemon, but that's not exactly what they're doing. Why is ESPN so behind? I don't know. This is how ESPN's been today. Have they already declared others? Don't tell me. Don't spoil me. Don't spoil me. I don't want to know what the other picks are. But if ESPN's behind, so be it. Is this draft also late? Let me see. I might actually switch over. The Giants picked 2 minutes ago. How is ESPN this behind? Don't tell me what they did. Let me check this out. I might actually have to switch here, cause like ESPN for me is so behind. So you know what? We finna go on. We finna go. Let me check. You saying ESPN is behind? Let's check something out here. Let's go to the NFL Network here and see what's going on. I'm surprised ESPN is this behind. I mean, usually I'm behind, but like you're telling me 2 picks behind? It might just be me. It might just be me. Which, if that's the case, that's gonna suck. But no, ESPN's still showing the same thing. Why is ESPN so behind? Is that happening for everyone else? You know what? I'm on NFL Network right now. Let's see if I can get this draft here. Oh, it's not just me. So ESPN is just behind. Why is ESPN behind? So the app is behind. Oh my God. Great. Well, if I can get this on NFL Network here, this would be great. But NFL Network's acting up right now. Come on, guys. No. Please just let me watch the draft. Come on. Load. No, dude, it's behind here too. I'm on NFL Network, and it's still showing me the Saints. Why is everything behind? Nick, how do you know it's behind? Are you watching this live? Where are you watching it at?
Jordan, you're out here singing. We saw you overcome with emotion as you were making the walk.
Let me see. Yeah, Nick, where are you watching this at? Because you said it's behind. So if it's behind, do you know where you're? How do you know it's behind? That's the thing. I'm like, since you know that, that means you must be watching it on a different one. Are you on ABC or something? Because like, I just went to NFL Network. It says the same. NFL Network is still behind. ESPN is behind. You're watching it on ABC. Okay, that makes sense. Let me see. I mean, I would probably have to. I don't even think. Okay. This is where things are fun. Let me see. I don't actually think I have ABC here. I got NBC. I don't think I actually. Okay, this is where things are going to be fun. Sorry, guys. I honestly want to see this. Actually, nah. It's probably not going to work like that. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I went to both ESPN. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it here. This is actually crazy. Let's see. I can shut you up for 2 seconds real quick. Let's see. Everywhere I go, they're on the Browns right now. Let me see what Cleveland does. All right, the Browns take Spencer Fano. I did not want Fano. I didn't want Fano on the Ravens. Again, he's versatile, but I was not looking for Spencer Fano. This is weird. I'm so surprised. Hold on. That's a good pick for the Cleveland Browns. You want to add to that offensive line to protect your quarterback. This is so weird. Yeah, this is so weird. I mean, I was on ESPN. I went to ESPN. Yeah, I went to ESPN. Well, when the Ravens pick comes up, I don't spoil me on that. I went to ESPN, and ESPN's showing us here. I guess ESPN's behind. NFL Network is behind. I'm surprised. These other streams are gonna have to catch up. And since I know it's not just me, that at least helps us in this situation. All right, so let's. Oh my God, no. I'm back at ESPN. Gonna hate having to do this. Okay, so let's get back to this draft. So yeah, I don't know. Nick says he's ahead. So let's see how this is gonna go. I'm back here. The Giants. Who did the Giants pick? Who did the Giants pick? Hold on. I'm trying to get this up. Oh, Francis. Okay, they didn't. Harbaugh did not do us dirty. And you know what? Caleb Downs to the Cowboys. That's a great pick for them. Yeah, Francis is a great pick for them. That's not who I want. I want Vega alone. I want Ruben Bain. If Dallas could take Caleb Downs is dropped. Bro, please. If we get to the Rams, and Ruben Bain and Vega alone is available, we're good. We are good. Cowboys did trade up to the 11th pick. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something here. Hold on. What did the Cowboys just do? What? Wait. Oh, wait. No, never mind. The Cowboys just jumped to... Dude, teams are just jumping. Who do I want the Ravens to draft? We only got two choices for me right now. At 14, Ruben Bain, Vega alone. That's who I want, Nick. Do not spoil me. If the Ravens have already gotten their pick because ESPN is that far behind, I will deal with it. But don't spoil me. Don't tell me the picks. Hide your excitement until we get to the Ravens pick, and then we can go there. But give me Vega alone or Ruben Bain. Because, again, the others that I may have wanted already been drafted. It's cool. The Cowboys have the 11th pick. The Dolphins have the 12th pick. And the Rams have the 13th pick. Again, I'm hopeful Vega alone will be there at 14 or Ruben Bain. If we get to 13 and Lone and Bain are there, the Rams will choose one of the two. I win. That's all I need. I need the Cowboys to go after Caleb Downs. I need Miami to take an offensive player. And I need an offensive player that's not an offensive lineman. I'm very scared here because it's very close. If the Ravens feel a little bit nervous, maybe trade up here. Nick, don't spoil us, Nick, don't spoil us, dude. Nick, please. You are ahead. Nick, we know you're ahead. Please, I'm begging you, man, for the rest of us in the chat, please do not spoil us. I'm begging you, do not spoil us. Right now, we are waiting for the Cowboys pick. Do not spoil us. Nick, I know you are ahead. Please. Until the Ravens pick happens, please do not spoil the rest of us in this chat. There's nothing we can do. You're watching it on ABC, so you've definitely got you've definitely got the go-ahead one. But I know you're already on the Rams pick because when you told me like, hey, the Dolphins are up right now, so the Cowboys got whoever the Cowboys got. Please, Nick, don't spoil us because it makes us already know how things are gonna go. And we're already getting ready for disappointment. Please, Nick, I'm asking you. Please don't spoil us because we are all behind. I'm on ESPN. A lot of us are watching this on ESPN. So, yeah, work with us here. I might try to go get ABC, man. Let me see. I'm trying to figure this situation out because I didn't realize that I did not realize you're on the Cowboys, you're on ABC. Yeah, Nick said he's already on the Rams pick. So I'm trying to figure out where he said he's watching on the ABC, but Andrew, you say you're also on ABC and you're on the Cowboys pick. So, I mean, well, then again, you might be watching it on the app, and Nick's probably watching it on the television itself. I'm just trying to figure this out. No, this is not what I want, but I will still look. Yeah, ABC's better. I really wish. Oh my God, I really wish I had ABC with me right now. I'm looking at the various things here. In all honesty, I don't need all the. Why am I getting all these ABC channels, man? This is nasty. You know what? Nick said he's on ABC, and now and Andrew's also saying he's on. You know what, guys? There's nothing I can do about this. Everybody that's on ESPN is backwards. I have both ESPN and NFL Network. I was on both platforms. They were at the exact same spot. I don't know why it's delayed. That is something that the networks are gonna have to take accountability for, which is why it's a good thing I didn't go on social media. I'm purposely staying off Twitter until the Ravens pick because I don't want to be spoiled. And since I now know that we're already up ahead, I'm going to stay tall and stay off my phone extra hard, man. I hope I got to really stop making these movements here because it's really, really, really messing with the outlook of this. The Cowboys took Caleb Downs at 11. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The Ravens don't need a safety. The Ravens don't need a safety. Come on, Miami. Come on. That's not what I'm looking for. There we go. The Cowboys took Caleb Downs. I'm all for it. They took Caleb Downs. Great pick. Great pick here. Great pick. Great pick for the Cowboys. We are 2 picks away. Miami's got their pick in. Miami, if we could survive, if we get to the Rams, if it all comes down to Miami, Ruben Bain, Vega, if they don't take any of those guys, then Baltimore's getting the guy they want. If the Rams take Ruben Bain, we get Vega alone. If the Rams take Vega alone, we get Ruben Bain. If they take neither, Baltimore can take either one and I'll live with it. So here we go. If Vega alone is the pick at 14, which that's my pick, and he actually falls to 14, this will be a perfect scenario for Baltimore. If he gets taken and Ruben Bain's there, cool. It comes down to Miami. It all comes down to Miami for me. It all comes down to Miami as my green screen's fading out. Can't do nothing about that. As we've messed around 15 times over with this. But it comes down to the Dolphins pick as I try to get the green screen to work again. Wait, I can always do that. There we go. The Cowboys got Caleb Downs. I'm all for it. Dolphins do not piss me off. Dolphins do not piss me off. Please don't piss me off. I do not want Sadiq. I'm not even. Nope. I'm not even thinking about. What's going on, Josh? I'm not even thinking about Sadiq right now. It all comes down to the Dolphins. It comes down to the Dolphins. If the Dolphins don't take one of our two guys, Baltimore is going to get one of the guys. There's only two guys that won at 14. Ruben Bain or Vega Lowe. Vega Lowe is number 1. Ruben Bain's number 2. If the Dolphins don't screw me over here, I'm getting one of those two players on my team. So that's it. It just comes down to that. And I constantly have to move around. Really? Really? I guess we got to rock with this for the rest of the stream. Won't be stable, but we'll have to work with it. It all comes down to the Dolphins, guys. I promise you. If the Dolphins don't screw us over, we are going to be fine. I'm putting my phone down because apparently we're behind, and I'm not going to be looking. After the Ravens pick, I could care less about being spoiled. I could care less because I won't even be on those pages. I'll be on the Ravens pages with whoever they pick. We don't need a tight end in round 1. We can get a tight end in the later rounds. We could get a 3rd round tight end, a 4th round tight end. We don't need to select a tight end at round 1. As much as I like Bain, we need to protect Lamar. This is why I'm saying, Victoria, this is why I'm saying it comes down to what happens. If Vega Lowe is gone, we got to take Ruben Bain. My mindset is if Ruben Bain and Vega Lowe are there at 14, you take Vega Lowe. But it comes down to this. If the Dolphins don't take, if the Dolphins pick anybody but those two guys, we're fine. If they take Vega Lowe, we got to pray Ruben Bain's there. If they take Ruben Bain, we got to pray the Rams don't need an offensive lineman. It comes down to the Dolphins. Because if they don't select one of those two, Baltimore is going to get their guy at 14. Be it Bain, be it Lowe. Miami, don't piss me off. Let's go! We're going to get our guy. It's Bain or Lowe at 14. It don't matter. Baltimore did not have to move up. It's going to be Vega Lowe or Ruben Bain at 14. The Rams can do whatever the hell they want. We're going to get our guy. If it's Ruben Bain, that's a W. If it's Vega Lowe, that's a W. I have been screaming for months, Vega Lowe. It don't matter who that is. That's good for them. Proctor, congratulations, young man. Go out there and do everything in your power to protect your quarterback. I hope it works out for you. Proctor, funny enough, people have been talking about Proctor. He's there's been a few people that have talked about him. They've had him on their mock drafts. Apparently, somewhat versatile offensive lineman. He should do well in Miami. I wish him the best of luck. He's not the guy I wanted this high. If he would have dropped later on, sure. But I wouldn't take him at 12. Either way, the Rams have their pick in. I'm praying. If Baltimore has a chance, listen, you go with whatever. I will sit here and be perfectly fine. If the Rams don't take either one of those guys, I'm cool. If Ruben Bain and Vega Lowe are available at 14, Baltimore, do what you must. You could choose to protect Lamar Jackson, or you could choose to add to this D-line to make them even more ferocious. Whatever the Ravens choose, I will be fine with it. This is a draft where they can get some offensive linemen. But no matter what happens here, if Ruben Bain falls to 14, EDC's going to get very, very excited, and he's going to take him. I would prefer Vega Lowe. He's number 1, but again, I like Bain too at number 2 for my spot. As long as oh boy, let's see what the Rams do. Baltimore's going to get their guy at 14. I cannot believe they both dropped the 14. There were 3 other offensive linemen selected before Vega Lowe. I really thought we were going to get screwed. By the way, thank you, Harbaugh, for not screwing us over. Harbaugh could have been very nasty and disrespectful. He didn't screw us over. Took those 2 picks. Harbaugh did not screw us over. I can be happy with that. Harbaugh could have been petty. Harbaugh chose not to be petty, and I'm fine with that. Let's see what let's see what the Rams are gonna pick.
Cam, you just told me I've never cried like that. The emotion that you experience with your family. What is this moment like for you and letting some of that emotion out?
I can see the Rams take Sadiq here. They could do whatever they want. I don't care. Just don't take the two guys I want. This draft is interesting to say the least, for sure. Love at 3 was so pointless to me. The Cardinals know they're not taking a quarterback. The Cardinals are going to get their quarterback next year. That's a Genty to the Raiders mood. Nick, guess what? Genty to the Raiders sets up Mendoza now, because Mendoza now has a top tier back right next to him. The Cardinals are going to follow that same. They're going to follow that same path. The Cardinals are in the best division in football. They're not going to beat out the Seahawks. They're not going to beat out the Rams. They're not going to beat out the Niners. They're going to be a bad team this year. So you know what you can do? Be a bad team, get a top 5 pick, and choose a quarterback next year in a draft that's expected to be good. The 2027 draft class is expected to be good. Get yourself a they say it's generational, but get yourself a fantastic running back to set up your offensive piece there, and then draft your quarterback next year. The Cardinals are not competing for a title this year. They're not even competing for a playoff spot. They traded Kyler Murray. They need to get their quarterback next year. So I'm not mad at them getting this. The Raiders did the same thing. They drafted Genty. Now they've drafted Mendoza. And guess what? Mendoza can now utilize Genty. That helps your run game. And you beefed up your offensive line. The Raiders could do something this year. Cardinals are going to do the same thing. So we'll see. Hey, dude, I'm here. Just had to take care of a few chores real quick. Watching the Canes playoff hockey while watching the draft. I heard you wanted Bane as one of our 2 guys. Who's the other? Oh, my number 1 pick is Vega Lone. Vega Lone is the number 1 guy I want. If Vega Lone's there at 14, I'm taking him. But if they also choose to take Ruben Bane, I'm not mad. So it's either Lone or Bane. Those are my 2. Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, I didn't expect either one of those guys to drop out of the top 10. And that obviously didn't happen. I wasn't trying to get a corner. I wasn't trying to get a safety. I'm not trying to get Sadiq at 14. I don't care how talented he is. The Ravens have 3 needs: guard, center, wide receiver. They're going to address the center position in the 3rd round or so. Like the middle, 3rd, 4th round, they're going to address that there. This is a very good draft for centers. They can address that in the later round. You don't draft the center in the 1st round unless it's a must-need situation. So they're going to get their center in the later rounds. That's fine. But for this pick here, if somehow Tate would have fallen to 14, sure. But I didn't see that happening. So it's Vega Lone for the win. And if it's not Vega Lone, I will take Ruben Bane. I can live with either one of those picks. Those are the 2 picks I want. And if this works out perfectly, Baltimore wouldn't have to give up a single thing. Kansas City traded up 3 spots to get their guy. Dallas traded up to the 11th spot. They both gave up a lot of capital to get those spots to get their guy. I'm cool with it. John Harbaugh did not screw us over by taking any one of the 2 guys we wanted. I'm fine with it. I'm all cool. I am all cool. Whatever happens, happens. We are waiting for the for the Rams pick. Again, ESPN is apparently behind everybody else, which is why I'm not here. Mekhi Lemon, I don't want him at 14. He was not one of the. Again, if it was Tate at 14, yes. Tyson, you might convince me. Mekhi Lemon at 14, no. We already got Zay Flowers. That I don't need Mekhi Lemon at 14. I'm good. At 14, no. Give me Vega Lone. Give me Ruben Bane. I don't need Mekhi Lemon at 14. There was only 2. There was only 2 receivers that there was really one. One receiver I absolutely was sat back because I get it. The other I was skeptical. But other than that, no. Mekhi Lemon, I don't want him at 14. If he gets drafted, we're gonna have a conversation. Because I'm not saying he's a bad player, but again, this would be like the Kyle Hamilton situation where it's like. Great play. Actually, I don't even know if it would be the Kyle Hamilton situation because we did technically need a safety, but it wasn't a top guy. Besides, Mekhi Lemon's not even expected. Take it, Sadiq or Lemon. Oh, the Rams? We'll see. If the Rams take him, I'm all for that. Ty Simpson still in the room. People think Pittsburgh may draft him. Here we go. If Ruben Bain and Vega Lone survive to 14, Baltimore is going to do whatever they want. Please don't screw me over, Rams.
With the 13th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Ty Simpson, Alabama.
Oh my goodness. We have the first true stunner of the 2026 first.
What?
Ty Simpson goes 13 to the Rams. If you've not been
Matthew Stafford's got 1 year left. Matthew Stafford's retiring after next season. Or they're going to do this. I promise you, I did not expect this. I'm shocked right now. I did not expect the Rams to take a quarterback, especially how they've been so high. Is this a bad pick for the Rams? No. Why? I think they're going to go the Green Bay Packers route. Matthew Stafford wasn't guaranteed to come back this year. He, in his MVP speech, he said he'll be back next year. We don't know how long Matthew Stafford's going to play. They're going to need a new quarterback afterwards. This, honestly, could be the Green Bay situation. Just like they did when it came to Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and just like they did with Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, Ty Simpson, he might sit a year, he might sit 2 years, who knows? He's going to sit for a year, maybe 2 years, develop behind Matthew Stafford, and when Matthew Stafford chooses to retire, Ty Simpson can take the reins. I didn't think they were going to go with that, but I'm not mad at it. I think they're going to follow the Green Bay route. They're going to follow the route the Packers did. It's worked out for the Packers on multiple occasions. This formula has worked out for Green Bay. So the Rams drafting Ty Simpson is a clear indication Matthew Stafford ain't going to be here forever. He going to try 1 more year, maybe 2 more years. After that, we ain't going to have a quarterback. So we got to take a chance right now, because next year we ain't going to be in that top area. They got a pick at 13. Take your chances now and take him and see how this works out. I don't think this is right now. The Rams don't really. Here's the thing: the Rams, they don't need anything really. You can add to the defense, but remember, they traded with Kansas City to get their corner and pay for him. If they didn't do that trade, they would have to get a corner or some sort of defensive piece in the secondary. But they got the corner they wanted. So now the Rams don't really have any weaknesses on the team that really need to be addressed via draft. Get the quarterback you want and go from here. The Ravens pick is in. Vega Lone, Ruben Bain. I swear to God, if it's a dink, no, matter of fact, nah. We ain't looking at the chat. We ain't looking at the chat. Baltimore, this fell to you perfectly. You can take Ruben Bain. You can take Vega Lone. This fell perfectly to you. Ruben Bain, Vega Lone, nobody's going to be mad in Baltimore. But if you take Sadiq with those two drop to 14 right in your hands, and you take Sadiq instead of building the trenches, EDC, we're going to have problems. Oh, we're going to have problems. Baltimore, you got the perfect scenario. Do you want to build the offensive trenches? Do you want to build the defensive trenches? What are you looking to build? What are you looking to build? You want to build the offensive trenches? You want to build the defensive trenches? You could take Ruben Bain. You could take Vega Lone. Baltimore, you have exactly what you want, because those were the 2 main guys that Ravens flock wanted, and they're right here at 14. If you take either one of those guys, you're going to be fine. If you take Sadiq, Ravens flock will crash out. I'm not going to look at the chat. I ain't going to look at none of that. I'm going to wait until the Ravens make their pick, and then we're going to have a conversation. Ravens pick's already in. Let's see what happens here, man. Ravens cannot mess this up. You were given a gift. Nobody touched Ruben Bain. Nobody touched Vega Lone. There were 3 offensive linemen that were drafted before Vega Lone. Multiple pass rushers before Ruben Bain. You got exactly what you want and exactly what you need.
They were so convinced of their decision that earlier today, they called their veteran quarterback Matthew Stafford and told him that they planned to take Ty Simpson tonight at 13. This was a pick that the Rams got from the Falcons, and think about this, when the Atlanta Falcons chose Michael Penix, they did not give Kirk Cousins a heads up. The Rams did that today.
Of course, you give the heads up to Matthew Stafford. Just tell Stafford this. Listen, he's not here to replace you. Whenever you are ready to retire, he's our next quarterback. He's going to sit behind you until you're ready to retire, and we go from there. Ravens, you can't mess this up. Ravens, you can't mess this up. Build the trenches. Build the trenches. Ruben Bain or Vega alone. Ruben Bain or Vega alone. If it's Tariq, bro, I'm not Tariq. If it's Sadiq, bro, I swear to God. Please. If it's Sadiq, I can't take it. Let's go! We got our guy! Vega loan to the Ravens! You had to! You had to! Build the trenches, protect Lamar! You had to! 100%! Vega loan for months I've said, that is the guy. This draft fell perfectly to the Ravens. You couldn't have been, this couldn't have been a better one. This couldn't have been a better situation, man. This couldn't have been a better situation. This couldn't have been a better situation. There'll be conversations about whether or not you should have taken Bain who's an elite pass rusher. But again, this was the number one guy the Ravens needed to get. This wasn't a want. This was a need. They needed to get him, man. They needed to get him. They needed to get him. Build a wall for Lamar Jackson, man. Oh, my goodness, bro. They did it. They did it. Baltimore did not screw this up. The draft fell perfectly to them. They got who they needed, man. They got what they needed, man. This right here. Yep. This is exactly what they needed. They were originally not gonna have a first rounder next year. Yeah, because they obviously, like I said, they were originally not gonna have a first rounder next year because of a pass rusher. Why not trade that pick for Bain? Why not? Who? Why not trade? Are you saying why not use? Are you saying the Ravens should have taken Bain, or are you saying why not just trade? You're saying they were originally gonna have a first rounder next year because of a pass rusher. Why not trade that pick for Bain? Are you saying like the Ravens should have taken Bain, or are you saying like you could have, you wanted the pass rusher and what's his name, in Max Crosby? You could have just gotten Bain as well, dude. This fell perfectly to the Ravens. Lone or Bain were my guys. Happy with this. Oh my God, look at these. I'm not even joking, bro. Oh my God, if the Ravens would have messed this up. This right, they got it. The Ravens can trade next year's for. Oh, you're saying trade a first rounder next year to get Bain this year? They could trade up. They could trade. You know what, Charles? I've heard a little buzz this week about the Ravens potentially trading up back into the first round. Maybe giving up next year's first rounder or giving up some draft picks to get back into the first round. You might be cooking with this. There were conversations this week, and some had their mock drafts and predicted that Baltimore was going to trade back into the first round. So you might be cooking with this. Let's see how this draft goes. They might try this. Charles, you make a great point, especially if Bain continues to fall. If Ruben Bain continues to fall, which I don't know if he's going to, if he continues to fall into the 20s, Baltimore may try to trade back into the first round and get him. That could very well happen. I've seen several people predict that happen. I'm not saying that's what they're looking for, but this is right here. Oh my goodness, bro. If they would have taken Sadiq, we would have been in serious trouble, man. This is a commitment to protecting your quarterback. This is a commitment to protecting, to building the trenches and making sure your quarterback can play. This was needed. This was needed, man. This was needed. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. So far, Jesse mentioned EDC cooking. It was John all along. Well, we'll see. Or why not trade this year's second round to trade up and get Bain? Like I'm saying, they can do that. I've seen a few people say they may trade back into the first round. That's still on the table. Tampa could take Bain, but other than that, not a lot of teams need edge. Again, I understand still needing, I'm adding to the pass rushing and edge. Of course, we want to add to that. That's great. But we have to protect our quarterback. We had to protect our quarterback. This is exactly what we needed, man.
Maybe the best defensive player all season last year was Ruben Bain, and he's still on the board for a team that needs an edge rusher.
Ruben Bain could go to the Bucs. That'd be cool for them. I won't be mad at it. Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not mad at it at all. Like I said, it was tough. It was tough. But again, I've been screaming it this entire stream. I've been saying it for weeks. If it comes down to Vega loan or Ruben Bain, you're taking Vega loan. You're going to invest in your quarterback. You need to make sure Lamar Jackson's protected. We've been screaming for years. Build a wall around Lamar Jackson and watch what happens. If they would have got Ruben Bain, I wouldn't be mad, but I would be a little hurt that we gave up Vega loan over Ruben Bain. They had to get Vega loan. It was the right pick. It was the correct pick. You take Vega over Ruben. That's just the smart pick. That's the right pick. That's the correct pick. Yeah, people will complain. They will complain. Jets are up at 16. If the Ravens want to trade back in to get somebody, they can very well do so.
Some people just couldn't get past the fact that, hey, are those short arms going to come into play? Is that lack of running a 40 time and what maybe the projected 40 time looks like, is that going to come into play? Todd Bowles says, hey, look, I had to blitz like crazy last year, and I still couldn't get the sack impressive.
Now, here comes a very funny part, and I think this is what I talked about. Competition. Competition's going to matter. The Ravens have drafted Vega loan. He's going to probably take that right guard spot. The Ravens have Emory Jones. He can fit into that left guard spot. They also signed Simpson, who plays at that left guard position. Baltimore's going to have a huge competition. I'm all for this. They're going to have a huge competition. I think the Ravens, again, they need to draft the center, which they can do it in day 2. They can do that with a 3rd round pick. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talented centers in this draft that you can draft on day 2. So they'll do that in day 2, and then past that, honestly, again, you get Vega loan on one side, If Emory Jones win, who replaces Linderbaum at center? Our day two pick. Our day two pick is going to replace Linderbaum. That's what they're going to draft the center in the third round. That's probably what they're going to do. Second or third round, they're going to draft the center. Day two, they're going to draft the center tomorrow, and then we'll go from there.
Every step of the way, you've proven doubters wrong. What gives you the confidence that you will continue to do that at the NFL level?
I'm wishing Ruben Bain the best of luck, but I'm not going to bat an eye. I'm not going to bat an eye. It came down to Vega alone or Ruben Bain. The draft fell perfectly to the Ravens. They didn't have to give up a single thing, and you got exactly what you needed. Logan Jones may make sense from Iowa, like Marshall Yonder. They could go with Logan Jones. Man, I was really scared, man. I was scared somebody would try to take Vega loans from us. That was absolutely what they needed.
all the time Jason Taylor raves about his work ethic. He is a technician, a student of the game. He's going to be a hell of a pro.
Now the New York Jets on the clock out of 15 seconds. What a good season for them against the team. I would say weapons. Back to fight champ was Makai Lemon or Kenyon Sadiq. Okay? See if they go offense here. Again, the Jets early in this night selecting David Bailey to help rush the passer. They drastically need a wide receiver.
Ah, man. This was really scary. If they would have taken Sadiq, I think everybody would have crashed out. Also, if Makai slips this far, we can see us trading. They could. I still think they may try to trade up into the first round. Sadiq just got taken. He's going to the Jets. Oh, that poor guy. Oh my God. Oh no, that poor guy. He could. Why couldn't he have gone to Detroit? Oh God, Sadiq to the Jets. Good. God help this man. God help this man. God help this man. That's all I could say, man. Oh boy.
He's more than a tight end. He's an athlete. He can hold line. He can play anywhere. As soon as I watched him play, man, you know what I thought of? I thought of Vernon Davis. A tight end that size with that kind of speed. He's not going to be attached to the formation. You're going to spit him out. He's too big for safeties and linebackers. Too fast for the other guys that's on the top line of his coverage. I think he's a weapon. He's going to be a matchup nightmare. And not only that, the ability to create explosive plays down the field, I think is what he's going to provide.
Oh my God. They have Laporta though. I don't care. Just don't take him to the Jets. You could have run two tight end sets in Detroit. You could take him there. You could take him to Minnesota, Carolina, bro. Just let him go anywhere but the Jets. I'm praying for that dude, man.
They love him back at his alma mater in Idaho as well. The celebration is on. The New York Jets have made two selections tonight. They go defense with
Could you imagine? I'm praying for him, bro. I'm praying for him. I feel bad for Zeke. I feel bad for Sadiq. People made him think he was going to Baltimore, and he ended up on the Jets. Oh man. A lot of teams running two tight end sets these days. It's been very effective. Yeah, it could have worked out too. Oh my God. Baltimore made the right choice, and that's the thing that matters to me the most.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Foley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
Literally anywhere but the Jets. I do have to make a video about this later. Of us getting Vega loan.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
Is Vega that good? Vega's the best guard in the draft. Vega's the best guard in the draft, and the Ravens need to protect Lamar. There'll be people talking all day about Ruben Bain's talent and how he's one of the best pass rushers you could have got. And I'm like, that's cool. He's going to be fantastic in Tampa Bay. What does that matter if we can't protect our quarterback? Again, what is that going to matter if we can't protect our quarterback? So we draft, again, I would have been fine with it if they would have taken it. But for the people that are acting like this is a terrible pick, because I'm seeing people on Twitter saying this was a terrible pick. So these idiots that are the logic they're using is that he's one of the best pass rusher in college. We could have got him. He would have helped the D line. Okay, so we would have had a dominant edge rusher, and we would have had Tyler Huntley finishing the season for us. Who cares about having the dominant edge rusher if your quarterback's not there? We needed to protect our quarterback. For years, we've said, build a wall for Lamar Jackson. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem because I don't know. No matter what, you will never make this fan base happy. I could care less. No matter what, you'll never make this fan base happy, and I'm not really caring about what other people got to think. Protect the quarterback. Ravens got the best guard with Vega. Yeah, he was the best guard in the draft. Literally the best guard. Yeah, Browns got the best tackle. We got the best guard. Legitimately got the best guard in the draft, and we need to protect Lamar. But no, let's not do that because Ruben Bain was right there, and people want to cry about that. That's cool. Okay, literally trying to go see. People were saying that the Hawks are going crazy right now. Oh! The Hawks won the game? The Hawks won the game? The Hawks beat the Knicks. The Knicks are down. The Hawks are 2-1 in this series. What happened? I hate that I was here on draft night. Was this another classic? Brunson with 26, OG Anunoby with 29. I'm going to have to watch the highlights afterwards. CJ with 23, 21 for Kuminga, 24 with Johnson. I got to watch the highlights of this, man.
The NFL is proud to be part of the global community of wish makers, taking action to support Make-A-Wish during World Wish Month. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to help grant an unforgettable wish. I'm joined here by Easton, a 14-year-old Lions fan whose wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team. I'd like to ask all of you to join me in cheering on Easton as he makes his wish come true. Take it away, Easton.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson.
The Lions get Blake Miller, an offensive tackle out of Clemson. The Knicks really lost this game.
He won the starting right tackle to begin his true freshman year, and he never gave it up. 4-year starter, 54 games, started them all. Clemson says he has his career record for most snaps from scrimmage. He never came off the field. He did. He was a consistent player for Clemson. Where they had some underachievers, he won.
Really fun watching some of these, bro. No matter what happens, man, the fan base is always going to complain. For years, the fan base complained about this team drafting the quote-unquote best player available as opposed to getting a need for the team. Now, under new management, they get a need, and it's like, we missed out on Ruben Bain. He could have been a generational pass rusher. Okay, it happens. Is that generational pass rusher going to matter when you don't have a quarterback because your quarterback's on IR? Like, we've talked about Lamar Jackson needing protection for years, and now people are gonna get mad because people literally criticize EDC, for choosing a player, or choosing the best player available as opposed to getting a need. Now he drafts based off of a need that we desperately needed, and people are still gonna cry. No matter what, you will never make this fan base happy, and I've accepted it. That's why I don't really concern myself when it comes to this fan base. I don't really interact too much with a good chunk of this fan base because they will always find a way to cry. Knicks winning is crazy. Now I say the Hawks winning is crazy.
Eliminated just 3 games last year because of a foot injury, but he had 4 athleticism of a basketball star, but which he was in high school.
Well, when you think about this, when they made him, they don't make many guys that look like this. 6'6", 327 pounds, 35-inch arms, 10
I thought Minnesota. Oh, they got Caleb Banks. Oh, defensive tackle. Huh. Thought Minnesota would get assignment. They did not go after that. I love this pick. To be honest, I don't know why people complaining about it because fans always like to complain. They'll love a guy, and if that guy is not picked by their team, oh, this team don't know what they're doing. They passed on this guy. We have no idea what Ruben Bain's gonna be. We have no idea what Ruben Bain's gonna be. So to sit back and say he's guaranteed to be a generational pass rusher, how do we know that? We don't know what he's going to be. Yes, I believe he's going to be a great player, and he's going to have a lot of success in Tampa Bay. But right now, this is a team that is trying to win a championship. You need to protect your quarterback today. We have begged this franchise for years to draft based off of need. And for years, they didn't draft based off of need. We said for years, protect Lamar Jackson. And they didn't really invest in the offensive line to protect Lamar Jackson. Now they're doing that, and you're still going to cry. Fans will be mad no matter what. So it is what it is. I could care less. Fans are going to be mad no matter what.
Introducing Home Care Plus subscription for $99 a year. Members get more than love. You think you know someone until they make an unexpected leap. It's like finding out E-Trade is running with Morgan Stanley, so you can invest and value under one roof.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of this guard. Forgetting that guard.
Where do we even get this guy?
Kevin Barnes, Pete, Franklin Elementary. Okay, stop! Stop! Guys, actually, the city ordinance.
Come on, get ready.
You have to stop. You think I have a shot to make the team?
No.
Respect the best. Respect the best.
So don't settle for just
Any insurance when there's State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is the small things. You folks are shaken to wake it. Imagine if we could get into this.
All right. They should have traded back. Who? The Vikings? Vikings should have traded back. Probably. Panthers pick is in at 19. I gotta go see the final seconds of this. This is crazy. This is crazy. There'll be people crying and complaining about not getting Ruben Bain, bro. I don't give a damn about picking a pass rusher that's gonna get 5 sacks this year as opposed to an offensive lineman that can help keep my quarterback stable. Like, bro, I don't even understand these people, bro. People cried and complained for years Lamar is not getting protected. Now you get protected. You missed Ruben Bain!
Dr. Pepper Cherry is the bestest, boldest Dr. Pepper.
Just a doggone minute.
No finer flavor than Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
Thank you, Blackberry Raven.
Turns out doing the right thing without someone having to ask is always appreciated. Remember when I told you, Blake, you are enough. You said thanks, Dad.
Yeah. CJ's the villain. CJ's the villain. CJ McCollum's the villain. CJ McCollum gets a game-winning shot against the New York Knicks to give the Atlanta Hawks a 2-1 lead.
Politics and football
Oh my God. The Knicks blew game two and then lost game three. If the Knicks lose this series, Mike Brown's getting fired. Panthers getting an offensive tackle, adding to their O line. Eagles are trading up with the Cowboys. Let me check this. Like Ola Venga. Oh, Oliver Venga. Okay, Oliver Venga. Oliver Venga. And then Venga Yoe. This is okay. They're Eagles might if the Eagles trade up, they might take Makai Lemon. If they draft the receiver, AJ Brown's gone. I'm letting you know this right now. If the Philadelphia Eagles draft the receiver, AJ Brown's getting traded. If the Eagles draft the receiver, AJ Brown legitimately is getting traded. Let me see this pick. If they just drafted Makai Lemon, AJ Brown is gone. He's getting traded to the Patriots. AJ Brown to the Patriots. AJ Brown to the Patriots. Bye, AJ Brown to the Patriots. AJ Brown to the Patriots. They are moving on from AJ Brown. There's no reason to trade up to get a wide receiver in the first round. AJ Brown to the Patriots. It's official now. AJ Brown will be traded. There's no other way. With everything that's happened, AJ Brown's going to the Patriots. The Patriots are going to trade for AJ Brown. That's it. That's the end. That's the end. So, okay, the way you pronounce so it's Ole Vega. So Ole Vega. So Ole Vega is his first name, Ole Vega, and then it's Yoane. So Ole Vega Yoang. So if you want to say his name, I could still say Vega. Vega Yoe. Vega Yoe. Okay, this is gonna be something. Oh, he talking cash money right now. I'm gonna be listening into the what's it called? They interviewing interviewing Vega Yoe right now. So let me hear what he's saying. Eagles took Makai Lemon. That's crazy. Oh yeah, the Steelers. I forgot the Steelers were at 21. Who are the Steelers gonna take?
see him here. He's going to break tackles. You better bring it as a defensive backer to try to tackle this kid, Luke.
What they love most about his football IQ against zone coverage, you better not lose him. Then he'll just shoot you up. He'll be a first down
Mackay, from the first time you ever put on pads and a helmet to this moment right here, being a
Steelers pick is in. I can't wait to see what they're getting. So Vega talking cash money. Man said it right now. Just a quote, because he's talking. One of the things he said, man, was, I'm coming in with the mentality that I'm not going to get beat. Nobody's going to touch my quarterback. Simple as that. He talking cash money. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Mackay, don't worry, bro. You're taking AJ Brown's spot. Don't worry about it, bro. You taking AJ Brown's spot. No one cares about what the Steelers get. How you doing, man? Both versions of Doc Rivers in the NFL and NBA are gone. Well, I mean, Doc Rivers, I guess, in the NFL, if you want to assume Mike Tomlin's that, but John Harbaugh also falls under the Actually, I'd more so lean on John Harbaugh being more Doc Rivers than Mike Tomlin. Doc Rivers went to one finals with the '08 team. Actually, no, he went to two finals. So actually, it does fit. So John Harbaugh actually might be worse because he's only been to one finals, one Super Bowl. First, because like if you want to say Mike Tomlin, it fits perfectly because Mike Tomlin won with a team that he didn't really build and had Hall of Fame players. Won that in '08, and then 2010 made it to Super Bowl and lost. Same thing happened with Doc Rivers. He made it to the finals in '08 with a Hall of Fame group with those big three, and then won the championship. And then in 2010 they made it back to the finals and lost in 7. Haven't made it back since. Had a lot of talent in between those teams and didn't do anything with them. Years where they were favored, didn't do anything. Years where they should have done something, didn't do anything with it. So yeah, Mike Tomlin definitely does fit the aspect of Doc Rivers. Harbaugh might just be worse than Doc Rivers in this aspect. Oh my God, I got to deal with all this other crap promoting the Steelers. I don't care. Don't care. I ain't gonna lie, this man talking cash money. Man said, when I'm on the field, nobody's gonna stand in front of me and survive. That's my mentality. Buddy is talking cash money. Can't wait to see if he can deliver. Man, Vega alone, man. Dwayne Ledford's gonna have fun with this guy, man. Yeah, Doc Rivers retired from the NBA because, well, yeah, he had no choice. He had no choice. He ran out of teams that would pick him. Let's see what the Steelers are going to pick. Oh, they're still going on. They took an offensive lineman. With what quarterback? You know what? Sure. I mean, sure. Why not? Don't bother me.
Extraordinary scene here in Pittsburgh. And an extraordinary story is Maxi Hanachori. His family came to the U.S. from Nigeria when he was 13. The first time he ever played organized football in his life was in junior college. And he
Not
went
bad.
to Los Angeles College. He spent 2 years there, then on to Arizona State, where he started 31 games over 3 years. And now here he is, Mel, a first-round pick in the
Picking
NFL
offensive
draft.
tackle is interesting here. I'm not gonna lie, it's interesting. The Steelers up. The Steelers' offensive line is still a problem. It's still a problem that they look to continue to fix. It's fine. I mean, it's been solid, but they continue to add to that because their offensive line has been an issue the last few years. So it's not a terrible pick. Honestly, pretty solid.
Well, he was fantastic in Mobile. When you sit there, that was my first exposure to him. Hadn't seen him during the season. I was going, who is this guy? I mean, he was stoning people. Turn on the Texas Tech tape this year. Watch him block Romello Height, David Bailey. He deals with them now, and he is nasty enough. That's the next phase.
Yeah, Vega alone had 0 sacks given up in 310 pass block snaps last year. Didn't give up a single sack.
For Max to say, hey, look, I'm one of the baddest dudes out here. And to go ahead and have that mindset, because if he is proactive with it and uses all those physical tools you're talking about,
Yeah, nobody wants him with a blown 3-1 lead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Doc Rivers. No one's gonna want him. Oh my goodness.
As they wait on Aaron Rodgers to come back, if he's going to come back or not, they have to have a left tackle. And with the Bobby Jones situation, this gives them, even though he's young and a project, this gives them a little bit of insurance at the left tackle spot.
They've done pretty well at number 21 in the past. Lynn Swan was the 21st pick in the 1974 draft for the Steelers.
Whew.
Worked out fairly well. So now it's Maxi Hanachor who goes 21. So we catch our breath. The Los Angeles Chargers selection is in. Interesting decision to be made there. Then the Cowboys will be behind them. Mel, 30 seconds.
If there's a wide receiver still available, who would you want to pick? I honestly don't even know the wide receiver core past this. They're gonna draft a wide receiver at some point in this draft. They're gonna draft the wide receiver and they're gonna draft the tight end. I don't even know who the picks are. I'm not too keen into this draft past the first round. But they're gonna draft a receiver probably day 2, maybe with a second round pick or a third round pick. They're gonna get a receiver in this draft. They'll get a receiver, they'll get a tight end, they'll get a corner. After that, I think they're gonna get I know for sure they're gonna get a center for sure, but they'll also get a wide receiver. They'll get a cornerback. They'll get a tight end. They're probably gonna have to draft a punter because you lost your punter. But yeah, I don't know too much about the receiving core past the 3 that I was already talking about. The receivers that I knew about have already been taken. What are the Chargers gonna do? That's that's tough. I'm sure he's gonna be a great player, but Chargers fans can't be happy right now. But they don't really have a choice. You saw that offensive line that Justin Herbert was working with last year. They desperately needed to fix the offensive line, and they just picked up an edge rusher. Defense was not their problem last year. They needed the offensive line. I guess this is the pick you get. You lost Adafe Owe. He signed with the Commanders, so I guess this is the pick you're going to replace with Adafe Owe. They need an offensive line. Oh my goodness. I think this is going to be a good player for them, but this isn't going to protect Justin Herbert. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, Eagles move up and draft Mekhi Lemon. That absolutely tells us that A.J. Brown is going to be traded. A.J. Brown is going to be with the Patriots soon.
these are all guys who are kind of built like Mez is, and he's been taught by the best. Him and Ruben Bain, they were the alphas in that entire locker room down there in Coral Gables.
Shout out to Keem. He's from your city. Congrats, man. Congrats to him. Uh, Hopefully he goes and thrives there. I don't think Chargers fans are going to be happy, not because he's a bad pick, but because they need offensive lineman help. Justin Herbert can't keep running for his life, so that's going to hurt. They won't be happy, and Herbert's definitely isn't either. But I think Akeem will ball. I think he's going to be a good player for the Chargers. He's going to go there and thrive. They got a great system there defensively. He's going to go there and thrive. But I wish him the best of luck. I think he's going to thrive and be a great player. But I just don't think Chargers fans are going to be happy tonight. Not because they don't think he's a good pick, but because they need offensive line help for Justin Herbert, and they're not getting it in the first round. So that's going to hurt them, but I think he's still going to be a good player. This is your replacement for Odafe Owe, so I think he's going to be a great player for them. Honestly, Mike Green was a better prospect than Bain, so why are people mad? This was always the pick. They're mad because there's a belief that Bain is a generational player. If he turns out to be generational, great, but that wasn't the need right now. We need to protect our quarterback. If the Steelers were smart, they'd get the quarterback. Not in this draft, dude. Not in this draft. They'd have to try again next year. Not in this draft. This draft isn't strong with quarterbacks. People have been saying for years, get rid of Falele. We just replaced him with the next Marshall Yanda, and people are pissed. There's no winning. Fans are always going to complain about draft picks. When we draft good players, they complain. When we draft bad players, they complain. Nick fans are crashing out right now. Also, oh my God, are you serious right now? Mikal Bridges scored 0 points. Okay, bro. They traded 5 first-round picks for this guy. Oh, yeah, I mean, they're definitely looking to get in that draft next year. Yeah, people have been throwing Mike Green under the bus. They have. Again, Zachary Orr's defense really made him look ordinary. A.J. Brown got to go for first. A.J. Brown's going to the Patriots. We can end this now. He's going to the Patriots. A.J. Brown is going to the Patriots. What quarterback would the Steelers get? Carson Beck, Drew Aller? I don't think quarterback in round 1 makes any sense with Ty Gone. Yeah, they're not getting a quarterback. It's just, maybe in the later rounds they might try one of those guys, but they're not getting a quarterback in round 1. They could go after Drew in the later rounds, but with their first round pick, no. Hey, Denzel Boston. Still got a wide receiver out there in Denzel Boston that could be good for somebody. We're at the 23rd pick here. Dallas gets another defensive pick here. That's good for them.
He ran 4.5 in the 40, but the 10-yard is a 1.5. That means to get off. The ability to get out of the stance and bring juice off the edge. 11 tackles for losses, 7 sacks.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's going to be traded. Second round has to be receiver. There's no other option. The centers will be there in the third. Legitimately, the way I put this charge, I said round 1, guard. Round 2, wide receiver. Round 3, center. I'm hoping that Baltimore will follow that formation there. Follow that order. That's what I said the Ravens should do. Guard in round 1, wide receiver round 2, center in round 3. But I don't know if they're going to. They 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. We got Vega. That's exactly what I wanted. We got Vega in round 1. We are off to a good start. What happens in round 2? We'll see. What happens in round 3? We will see both those tomorrow. Get a wide receiver in the second round. Get a center in the third round. And at that point, you've addressed your 3 biggest needs. You can add to the D-line. You can draft a tight end in the later rounds. You can get a punter. You know what you can do after that. Lawrence is a good pick. The cornerback room for Dallas is just so bad, though, and I think round 2, edge, you can get a good one. Well, they did get Caleb Downs, so that does help out as well. Honestly, I'll probably be talking about this tomorrow at work. Cleveland might go wide receiver here and get Cooper. That wouldn't be a bad deal. You want to add more talent for your quarterback, whoever it's going to be it Shador, doubt it'd be Dylan Gabriel, maybe Deshaun, who knows. What's going on, Corey? Appreciate you stopping by. Have I watched Invincible lately? I haven't seen the new season, so I don't know much about it. I haven't watched any of the new season yet. I was hoping EDC would trade back into the first round. Oh, well. At 24, he could trade back into the first round at the end of the first round, but who knows? I don't really have a specific pick of wide receiver. I don't know too much about this wide receiver room past the guys. Whenever I get into this whole thing with the draft, there's a select few group of guys I look into that I would want, and then I would go from there. So the receivers that I would have wanted the Ravens to go after have already been drafted. Whoever they choose to go after is whoever they choose to go after. I don't have a specific pick. I'm not too delved into this draft to really have a specific pick. Omar and Chris Bell, in my opinion, are the best fit for Baltimore. We'll see how day 2 goes. I still think that the Ravens could potentially trade back into the first round. I'm still thinking they could trade back into the first round. We're at the 24 pick. There's 8 more picks left to go, and I still think Baltimore could trade back in. KC could they took a receiver. I don't know anything about this KC Concepcion. I don't know anything about him, but the Browns did take a wide receiver. They did take a wide receiver. We'll see how that works out. I don't know anything about this receiver. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know any. Most of these receivers, I don't know much about. The receivers I knew about. The receivers I knew about. I already took. But I'm gonna give Shador a receiver, or maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's Deshaun Watson. Casey is great, honestly, but he has drop issues, route running nasty though. Hopefully that works out. I don't know anything about KC. I don't know how he had performed in college, but him having drop issues is a bit of a concern. But again, if he's a great route runner, he's going to be able to get open and make some plays for the quarterback. So that works out. Excuse me, that works out in your favor.
Interestingly, he won the Bull Horning Award, which emphasizes players who play multiple positions. Last year, Travis Hunter had won it the previous 2 years. Now he comes to Cleveland in the Travis Hunter trade. So we move on from here. The Bears will pick at number 25, and we'll continue in 30 seconds after a word.
All right, Chicago's pick is in. I still think it's a possibility that EDC trades back into the first round. We will have to wait and see, but I still think there's a possibility.
Just gotta go to the store now. There you go. Kill and prevent weeds for up to 4 months with Roundup Dual Action. Roundup. This stuff works. All right, the Chicago Bears are on the clock at number 25. They'll be followed by the
Bears pick is in.
playoff teams from a year ago getting set to make their first round selection. But we continue from Pittsburgh right after this.
If they trade up, you think they'll go with Peter Woods? I don't know who they would go with. I don't know who they would go with specifically. Whoever they choose to go with, I mean, it would definitely be a solid player. I would look more into that, but I don't know who they'd go with if they choose to trade up. But I still think there's a possibility they do trade up.
And that experience means more life-changing outcomes, more memories, and far less waiting. UPMC, life-changing medicine. Can AI really change the way your business operates? If you stick to one AI vendor and rebuild everything to fit their system, then yes! If you keep buying new things from them and newer things and newer things, are you getting this? You!
What? No, we have IBM. Our AI connects to the systems we already have. We're not locked into anyone. You don't have to wear the lanyard all day.
Let's create smart business. IBM.
Ravens should go go for edge, go Falk for edge. Then I'm sure they can snag someone like Bernard. Probably in the later rounds if that is available. There's a lot of ways the Ravens can go at this.
Yep, one biggest hotel for the bride to be. We hate everything. We have free cancellation.
Ravens got plenty of picks. They should leverage them for more early round players. Have some day one guys that can impact. Again, I agree. I think the draft fell exactly where the Ravens wanted to. It fell right in their hands. They were able to get their guy at 14. So if the Ravens feel like there's a guy that they could get, this would be a smart thing for them to trade up and try to get, to trade up and get potential to try to trade up and get a potential. So we just saw a trade here. The Texans just traded up. Texans are gonna be on the clock here. The Texans are gonna be on the clock here. I think they traded with Buffalo. Yeah, they traded with Buffalo. So the Texans, Chicago's pick is in. Buffalo is up next, but the Texans just traded up to get the 26th pick. So the Texans are going to get the 26th pick and the 91st pick, and the Bills are going to trade down 2 spots to get the 28th pick, the 68th pick, and the 168th pick. So Buffalo's going to trade down. I don't think there's any players at the end of the first round that Buffalo's really looking to get. So this works out. Seattle's gonna trade down. They need draft picks. They only got 4 draft picks. They're probably going to trade down, which is why Baltimore should be calling Seattle right now. If they're going to trade back into the first round, 32 would be a decent spot. Baltimore should really hit up Seattle. Seattle's looking for draft picks. Their owner literally said, we got 4 draft picks. Of course, we're going to look to draft down. If there's any team that's looking to get out of the first down to get some draft picks, Baltimore. If Baltimore wants, this is if they want. I don't know what EDC wants to do. If EDC and the Ravens want to trade back into the first round, hit up Seattle right now for that 32 pick. Texans need O-line. If they don't draft offensive tackle, I think they're insane. They just drafted a safety. Texans need O-line. If they don't draft offensive tackle, I think they're insane. Well, as you said that, the Texans just drafted a safety. I mean, that's going to bolster their defense, make it even more nasty, but they just drafted a safety. Oh, wait, you said the Texans. What am I talking about? The Bears just drafted the safety. I'm sorry. I'm out of it. I'm still trying to look at this situation with the Hawks, so we'll see. Texas up next. We'll see if they draft the safety. The Bears drafted the safety. They actually do need a safety. Improving their secondary would be huge for them, especially when they give up big plays in certain games. But improving that secondary for Chicago, that's a good move. That's a good move. So Chicago drafts Dillon, who a lot of people were saying, hey, he's a solid safety. Bears get a safety here. Texans up next. So my mistake. I was about to say Texans got it. My mistake. The Raptors are going to win a game. The Raptors are going to beat the Cavaliers. They're up 124-101 with a minute left to go in the game. The Raptors are going to win a game. They will not be swept. Let's see. In this game, was not a good game by anybody here. Donovan Mitchell, 15 points, 7 of 16 shooting. James Harden, 18 points, 5 of 13 shooting. Evan Mobley, 15 points, 4 of 13 shooting. They were highly inefficient. Strus was efficient, but they were highly inefficient as a team. Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett just put the team on their back. Brandon Ingram is not even getting shots. Scotty Barnes, 33 points, 11 of 17 from the field. RJ Barrett, 33 points as well, 12 of 19 from the field. RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes put the team on their back to avoid the sweep. And Game 3 will be taken by the Raptors. So right now, the Hawks are up 2-1. The Raptors are now up 2. The Raptors are now on the board. Cavs still up 2-1, but they're going to have a chance to tie. They're going to have a chance to tie. So the Hawks beat the Knicks in Game 3, 109-108. The Raptors are going to beat the Cavaliers, and right now the Timberwolves are giving the belt to the Nuggets. Timberwolves up 43-25, and right now, when they called them dudes soft and said they can't defend, they looking soft right now. They look like they can't defend. Nikola Jokic has 7 points on 2 of 9 shooting. Jamal Murray, 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting. Oh my God, they're clamping them up. Jaden McDaniels, one of the guys that talked trash, is backing it up. 11 points, 5 of 7 shooting. Anthony Edwards also struggling. Obviously, he's dealing with that knee situation. But he's got 8 points. DiVincenzo's got 70. Bro, they're clamping the Nuggets right now. This is disgusting. They're clamping the Nuggets. They are clamping the Nuggets. We just got another trade. The Dolphins have just traded. They just traded with the Niners. Dolphins have just traded with the Niners. The Niners are going to fall back to 30. The Dolphins are going to move up to 27. So the Texans traded up for the 26th pick. The Dolphins traded up for the 27th pick. And in return, the Niners are going to get the 90th pick. Well, I mean, also, they give up their 138th pick. So, good. This is a lot of good value. A lot of good trade-ups here. Again, if Baltimore wants to get back into the first round, they need to hit up Seattle. Hitting up Seattle right now would be a good move. If you want to get back into it at 32, hit up Seattle. You can give up some late-round picks here. Hit up Seattle. Maybe move up. You can give up your second-round pick, too, or if you want. Hit up Seattle.
He said he loved that because it gave him a lot of freedom to just be an athlete. And I think that's what Dennis Allen's going to want to do. Dennis wants enough to run, has some free reign against the pass, and just uses instincts and athletic ability.
All right, Houston has made a trade here. They've moved up.
So Houston moved up. They traded for the 26th pick. The Dolphins just made another trade. They've traded for the 27th pick.
Making its way to the stage to announce Houston's selection. They won a playoff game last year here in Pittsburgh, of course, on a Monday night.
Interested in seeing what Miami's going to look to get here.
The following weekend. Here's the commissioner.
I'm still looking to see if Baltimore trades up. That's why I'm still here.
With the 26th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Keelan Rutledge, guard, Georgia Tech.
There it is.
A transfer from Middle Tennessee State.
There it is. What's his name? Hey, NXR. You said the Texans needed to get an offensive lineman. They did exactly that. They got an offensive lineman. Put respect on Gobert's name, bro. They're clamping them right now. This is a bad look for the Nuggets. This is a real bad look. It's still early. It's the first half, but like the Timberwolves called them boys soft and said they can't play defense. If they get blown out after that, good pick. They needed any O-line. Yeah, that's a good pick for the Texans. They need an offensive line help. It is 48-29. The Minnesota Timberwolves are up 19 with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. This is a bad look. This is a real bad look. If you are the Denver Nuggets, these guys called you out and said you're soft and you can't play defense. Jokic is 3 of 10. I think he had a 3, so that's good. Jokic 3 of 10. Jamal Murray 2 of 7. You can't have this. 0 of 2. 0 of 2. For Cameron Johnson. Cam Johnson 0 of 2. Christian Brown 0 of 2. The only thing that's been good for the Nuggets is their bench production. Najee's got 6 points. Hardaway hit a 3. And Bruce Brown's got 5 points. Their bench is giving them production. Right now, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Oh, yeah, Io is balling out for the Timberwolves. He's got 10 points, 5 of 6 shooting. This is actually crazy. I can't believe this, man. This is insane, bro. If the Timberwolves blow out the Nuggets, it's going to be a real bad look. Since when do the Dolphins have 3 first rounders? They kept trading back. I think they traded back in. Because the Dolphins, they maybe had, I don't know. I think one of these picks may have been for, I don't know. Actually, I'm not actually gonna lie. I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure. I thought 2 of those were, at least one of those for the most part. I thought was a second round, but actually, yeah, I guess they had 3 first round picks. I didn't realize that. I still think it's a chance. Still think it's a small chance. We're at 27. I still think it's possible. Baltimore trades back into the first round. They get somebody at the end of the first round. They've done this before, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Either way, the Dolphins pick is in. The Dolphins pick is in.
Nick Casario already is working his magic. Last year he made 7 trades during the draft. He's now
Be right back. Actually, no. Let me wait for the Dolphins pick to happen, and then I go do what I gotta do.
general manager John Eric Sullivan makes his first 2 trades. Back to you, Greeny. All right, Shefty's Inside Report brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy, and the commissioner making his way to the podium here for the
Dolphins pick is in.
With the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back, San Diego State.
They took a corner. Okay. Well, the Dolphins took a corner to help their defense. That's nice. All right. Dolphins took a corner. Buffalo just traded their pick to New England. Buffalo doesn't have anything they're doing in the first round. Buffalo literally wants to get out the first round. There's nothing in the draft for them right now. So the Buffalo Bills just traded their pick to New England. I think they made a trade. They might have traded out of the first round. The Patriots. Wait a minute. Did the Patriots have a first round pick? I could have. Who did they draft earlier? Oh, they got the 31st pick. So they traded. Wow. So they traded up from 28 to 31 because they had the 31st pick, and they traded up to get the 28 pick. I don't think Buffalo's going to take anyone in the first round. All right, let's see what the Patriots take. They took an offensive tackle. Obviously, you saw what happened in the Super Bowl. Their offensive line was the biggest problem, and it cost them. You got to invest in the offensive line. That's all good. You got to invest in the offensive line. I mean, they need a cornerback, and he's the best available, a healthy cornerback. But come on, Jamal McCoy is the best cornerback in the class period. Forget injuries. You're in the rebuild draft. The injury situation will constantly stop a team from drafting somebody. Love the pick for New England, especially if they're getting AJ Brown. I actually forgot. Kansas City has another pick at 29. Smart move by the Patriots. Drake May got massacred in the Super Bowl. Yeah, invest in your offensive line. Smart move by the Patriots. Move up, get the guy you want, invest in your offensive line. That's a smart move. The Chiefs pick at 29. I completely forgot the Chiefs have another pick in this draft. A lot of teams had two first round picks, man. That's crazy.
DirecTV got it. They're on fire with more MLB games than anyone. Welcome to the stadium, kid.
Chiefs getting the pick at 29.
Every year, coach goes for a CT scan. About 2 weeks later, we get a text from his primary care doctor that said, I need to talk to you, coach. Is very high grade, leading to bladder wall, or something they call very high risk non-muscle invasive bladder cancer.
You know what? If they didn't get tested for something else, they wouldn't have stumbled up on this. Everybody, please get yourself checked out.
What's better than a grilled burger? A grilled ranch burger. Seasoned to perfection with Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Yum! That's one cookout-ready recipe everyone will love. Get the recipe at hiddenvalley.com.
Does anything keep them from coming back?
Roundup dual action.
Because that stuff prevents weeds for up to 4 months.
Kill and prevent weeds for up to 4 months with Roundup dual action. This stuff works.
I didn't know M&Ms like eating M&Ms.
Who's eating M&M's?
What have you done? Look, I won't judge. They're so airy, so crisp.
You think you know someone. M&M's caramel, now pop.
When everything on the IHOP value menu is just $6, you can go all out. Because eggs, bacon, and fluffy pancakes are just $6 every day. And OMG, there's a new BLT. And it comes with fries. Celebrate every day for just $6 with the IHOP value menu.
Vega, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, pushes the boundaries of innovation.
I'm still looking. I don't know. I'm haven't seen anything yet. I still am holding hope. I think Seattle is the ultimate pick. Seattle would be that pick that I could see the. I think Seattle might be the one team they may trade with to get back in the first round if they're gonna do so. For Utah to have all these good linemen, they sure haven't been good. Well, you need skill position players in the quarterback. I'm not gonna lie. Like, part of me still feels like they're gonna attempt to trade back in, but at the same time, EDC might just be satisfied with his picks.
The first was no surprise at all. Fernando Mendoza going #1 to Las Vegas. The second was a big surprise indeed, and that was Ty Simpson being selected #13 to the LA Rams. For the two quarterbacks off the board tonight, we've
Let's see what they go with. Let's see here. Chiefs. I still think the Chiefs go defense. I can still see the Chiefs going defense here.
With the 29th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Peter Woods,
Ooh. Well, for the individuals that wanted the Ravens to get Peter Woods, that's dead. The Chiefs took him. That's a toughie.
You know what's amazing, Green? They call this man small. He measured in at 6'2", 298 pounds. He's got elite athletic ability.
Peter Woods is nasty. That's a good pick for Kansas City. That's gonna again, Kansas City needs to get their defense back in order. The reason they've won their last few championships has primarily been because of their defense coming up clutch and executing in key situations. This is a great pick for the Chiefs. I know there was some Ravens fans that were hopeful that the Ravens would trade back into the first round and get Peter Woods. Dream's dead now. But that's a great pick right there. That is a great pick. The Jets are back in it. The Niners traded with the Jets. I think the Niners just traded out of the first round. They did. The Niners traded out of the first round. The Jets trade back into the first round. We're getting trades everywhere. Buffalo's at 31. I still think Buffalo's going to trade out of the first round. It's fine. D-line isn't necessary right now. I just heard the rumors Ravens loved Peter Woods. That would have been a solid pick. That would have been a solid pick if they could have gotten that. But I don't think that's the only thing. They could still trade up.
It was something that drove the coaching staff and just drove everybody down there crazy because they figured, look, all the different athletes that they had on the defensive side in particular. I remember seeing their game against Georgia Tech in Atlanta, and they just got taken apart up front. And I'm sitting there going, how is this happening?
We could trade up for a wide receiver. They could also do that. They could also trade up for a wide receiver if they want to do that.
Aaron Donald, like when he gets upfield, but then he just disappears for like long stretches. Kansas City's gonna have to tap into him. Him and Chris Jones together. That could be a scary combination if they can get the best out of him.
There are 3 picks left in round 1. Mills best available, brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy.
The gap at wide receiver stretches after Denzel Boston and Omar Cooper. I could see them trade back in the first round to get one of those guys.
All right, the New York Jets, as I mentioned, have moved up here, so they're going to make their 3rd pick in this first round. They went defense at number 2 overall.
Let's see what the Jets are going to do here.
At 16, and here we go with the commissioner for the Jets pick at number 30.
With the 30th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Omar Cooper Jr.
Ooh. They took Omar Cooper. If Baltimore's looking to get a wide receiver at this point, I guess Denzel Boston would have to be the guy. Omar Cooper just got taken. If Baltimore is looking to get a wide receiver here, they may just have to trade up to go draft Denzel Boston. If not, they're not getting a wide receiver in this draft. Yeah. It's Denzel Boston, or they're not drafted, or they're going to get some random receiver out of nowhere. Like you said, it comes down to Cooper and Boston. So if they want one, they may have to trade with Seattle. Again, I don't know if Baltimore is looking to get a receiver in this draft early in the first round. To trade back into the first round to get a receiver, that's not really Baltimore's forte. I could see that for a defensive piece. Hell, the last time they traded back into the first round was to get Lamar. The only other time they had 2 first-round picks, they drafted Hamilton and Linderbaum. It's not often that you see Baltimore trade up or trade down. They constantly stick where they are. If the draft falls to them, If the draft falls to them, the draft falls to them. But he is going to the Jets. They got Sadiq and they got Cooper. So they're gonna get some talent for the quarterback, I guess.
David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr. That's a pretty darn good haul for the first round on
I ain't gonna lie, the Jets. Oh yeah, it does make sense that the Jets have like all these first round picks. Didn't they? They made a bunch of trades to get all these first round picks. I completely forgot. The Jets have a bunch of draft picks the next few years. They got to hit on these. I don't think you could definitely get. I don't think either. You can definitely get a good receiver in round two. Chris Bell and Chris Brazell in round two is legit. Okay, I don't know the wide receiving aspect here, so I have no clue. Buffalo with the 31st pick is up. It looks like they're actually going to use it this time instead of trading down twice.
Yeah, the defense looks. I mean, look, if you're Robert Sala, you're sitting there going, "Hey, look, I need to get some. I need somebody to help out." As you talked about, Phil, I need somebody to help out Jeffrey Sims. I need a playmaker. Who's the best available on the board here at this point? That's what they got to be looking at.
I think if you're Tennessee right now, they've identified somebody that they want. The fact that they moved back.
Buffalo should get Boston because Keon Coleman's not. Oh yeah, they do. They could get a wide receiver. They might go with that. They might actually go with that.
We have one player left in our green room for whatever that is worth. It's Keldrick Fall. So he's one player that remains in the green room tonight with two selections remaining. We have the Titans on the clock here at 31, and then the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks will make the last pick of round one in what has been a fast-moving and very interesting first.
It's going to be interesting, I'll tell you, day two, because there's two corners, defensive backs throwing the board that were red hot. Colton Hood from Tennessee and Drayton Stoops from Arizona, corner safety. So, hey, day two, that second round area, these kids are going to come off the board.
Yeah, the top of the second is always one of the most fun areas of the draft to really focus on because that's where guys who really have first round ability but have some kind of chink in the armor that knocks them down.
Oh man. They traded that again? So Buffalo traded out. Wait, Buffalo just. Did Buffalo just trade out of the first round? Yes, they did. Buffalo's not. I'm. Buffalo's not. Buffalo doesn't see any value in this first round.
Congratulations, you set a record for the first night of the draft. 320,000 people here tonight. Congratulations, Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, for someone that was asking me earlier about the Jets having 3 first round picks, I completely forgot. They made a bunch of trades. They made a bunch of trades to get those first round picks. Got to get an edge for that defense, so that's why I couldn't remember. Giants, for some reason, have 4 first round edge rushers on that roster. That's a Giants problem. I could care less. That's a Giants problem to figure out. I think the Jets did a great job. I think they did a great job setting themselves up for a quarterback next year.
You know, sometimes when you have young players now, it takes them a little bit of time to develop. We know it's in there. At his best, he reminds me of Eric Armstead. Like at his best, a guy that long, he has inside-outside versatility. He can play defensive end. I think right now he's best inside, rushing over the guard until he develops his pass rush move. His best football is in front of him, and I can't wait to see what Robert Saleh does when he lights the fire under him.
You know, hey, considering how
Yeah, I think that might just be it. Ravens could try and trade. They could for a game. They could. Don't know if they're going to try to. Either way, let's wrap this up and call it a night. We've been here for nearly 3 hours. I'm surprised. It is 11 o'clock, and I got work tomorrow. I'm not going to be here for much longer. But yeah, it has been an interesting day. At the end of the day, Baltimore got the player I wanted. Day two will be more important than day one. Day one, it was simple. Don't mess it up and get Vega. They did their job. They got the right pick. We don't gotta complain. The Timberwolves are blowing out the Nuggets. They're up 61-39. Jokic is 4 of 14, and Jamal Murray's 3 of 9. Call it a day. Call it a day right now. This is disgusting. They're getting clamped. They're getting clamped. They're getting clamped. Oh my goodness, they're getting clamped. They're getting clamped. They're getting clamped. Oh my goodness. The Timberwolves are blowing out the Nuggets. I cannot believe this. Well, it looks like the Ravens will not be trading back into the first round. I thought the possibility was there. Highly unlikely, but I thought the possibility was still there. By the way, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Pittsburgh Steelers were going to draft Mekhi Lemon at 21. They had already been on the phone with him, getting ready to draft him. Philadelphia traded up to get the 20th pick and stole Mekhi Lemon from the Steelers. So thank you, Pittsburgh. Thank you, not Pittsburgh. Thank you, Philadelphia, for stealing the receiver from Pittsburgh. Yep, there's a report. Steelers were on the phone with Mekhi Lemon at number 21, and then the Eagles traded up to number 20 and selected him. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Don't want to see Mekhi Lemon in Pittsburgh. Thank you. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for doing that. Shout out to the Eagles. Don't need to give them another offensive weapon.
You should be happy. And your versatility is a defining feature of your game, your ability to line up inside and outside along the D line. And how do you think Robert Saleh can get the best out of you?
Just about putting me where we need to win, and then using me all across the D line. This is what I do, and this is how I play.
Congratulations.
Yes, man. Thank you.
This is the second time in the common draft era that 7 different teams have made multiple first-round picks. It happened in 2022, and now it happens again.
Don't think the Ravens are going to trade back. Don't think the Ravens are going to trade back into it. So I think they're going to stick with where they're at. So the Ravens have a second-round pick at 45, a third-round pick at 80, fourth-round pick at 115, and then they got 1, 2, 3, 4 fifth-round picks, a sixth-round pick, and 2 seventh-round picks. Don't think anything's going to change here. Baltimore will not be trading back into the first round. Seattle, surprisingly, teams that talked about I wanted to get I need to get some draft picks. Surprisingly, they're going to stay put. They're going to stay put. All right. Well, yeah, Wolves are beating the crap out of the Nuggets. All right, once this last pick is read, I will end the stream here, and we will call it a night.
As we conclude round one of the 2026 NFL Draft, we're proud to continue recognizing our long-standing partnership with Make-A-Wish this World Wish Month. I'm thrilled to be joined by Billy and Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
All right, here we go. Last pick of the first round.
I'm so excited to be here to represent the 12. Oh, and the reigning Super Bowl champion,
But he's destroying that mic. Smart pick. You just let Kenneth Walker walk to the Chiefs. You needed another running back. That's all good. And the Seahawks get their running back. That's going to work for them. That is going to work for them. That is going to work for them. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is going to end the 2026 NFL Draft. Baltimore got their guy at 14. Washington also got their guy at 7. The Jets had 3 first-round picks, and they used all of them. We had 5 straight trades to end the first round. This has been an interesting draft this time around. I think things really fell in an interesting aspect. Can't wait to see how people are going to view it. At the end of the day, the conversation for the Ravens is going to be like, you took Vega alone over Bain. If Bain turns out to be a generational edge rusher, obviously there's going to be a bunch of Ravens fans that are pissed at that. But at the end of the day, this was the first time Ravens drafted based off of need as opposed to getting the best available player. Ruben Bain arguably was the best edge rusher available. Arguably was the best edge rusher in the draft. At the same time, Vega alone was the best offensive guard in the draft. So you picked the best of the best, and you took what you took. So, feel however you want to feel about it. Obviously, it's going to be a topic of discussion. I think a lot of people sit back and say, yeah, we understand it's a need, and he's definitely going to be a great player, but a lot of people wanted Ruben Bain if he got to 14, which I knew was going to be the case. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Ravens flock's going to feel however they want to feel about things, and they'll debate it till the end of time. If Ruben Bain turns into a Hall of Fame player with Tampa Bay, Ravens fans are going to be pissed. At the same time, if Vega alone turns into a Hall of Fame player, I don't think people will be pissed at all. So, it is what it is. We'll see how things go. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this draft. I really didn't want to have to do a draft this year. I was really hoping that first round pick trade that we had with stock. But it is what it is. I can't do nothing about that. I'll just deal with the situation however I deal with it, And the way I dealt with it was sitting here for 3 hours for a freaking NFL draft. Yet another year. With that being said, guys, I am going to head on out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, I got to do a brief recap or a brief discussion about the first round draft pick, and then we can call it a night. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for pulling up to this stream for the draft, and I will see you guys later. With that being said, that is all I've got, and I am out of here. Be sure to stay safe